Are you ready? 20 seconds start now. Ten seconds remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know. People are already on here. Hey, let's get this thing started. Okay, we're working on it. I'm sorry. I'm old, all right? I was late. I'm getting stuff put together. We have got so much stuff to talk about today, Cheese. It is insane. I know you're doing a bunch of prep work for your channel. I'm doing a bunch of stuff. We're doing the sports pulpit now. Sometimes I think we just dive into this stuff way too much. What do you think?
There's lots going on. This is a busy time of year for us, and draft season and baseball started for you. So it's just busy time. So just a lot going on.
Right. Of course, you know, as we always do here, we put the thing at the bottom. We'll tell you we love you to be interactive. You can click on the chat. You can talk to us there as well, and we will talk back. It's almost like yakety yak. We will talk back, right?
I got the TV muted, but seventh inning stretch, there was a bagpipe player in the Braves Marlins game. Literally just playing bagpipes. So I guess seventh inning stretch in Atlanta tonight was a bagpipe player. Interesting.
Okay. Well, do you want us to have bagpipes on the show sometime? Is that what you're getting at right now?
You know what? No.
You want to pass on that one?
We're going to pass on that. Instead, we're going to talk about sports.
Okay. I like talking about sports, man. We're going to do football, baseball, a different top 10 today. What are we going to do for our top 10 today, Cheese?
This was your idea, and I loved
Yes.
I absolutely loved it because, you know, sometimes it's an easy top 10. We know, okay, let's just do this top 10. It's trending in sports. You know, I couldn't come up with anything. You know, I'll text you, right? And you suggested the top 10 teams that need to trade down in the NFL draft. I thought was a great idea. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So make sure you watch till the end so you can see what teams need to trade down the most, and it could include your team.
Right. We're going to announce the other three people who are going to be our special guest draftees, I guess is what we'll call them, for our show this coming Sunday. We're also going to do a giveaway from a new sponsor. We'll take care of that here during our baseball segment. We'll talk about that, who they are, what they represent, and how exactly you can do that free drawing. So we'll get to all of that here momentarily. But first of all, Cheese, how have you been, man?
I mean, good, busy. It's a busy time of year, like I said. So I've been just really busy trying to work on my channel, get all the draft stuff done. How have you been? I know you work a lot.
Man, yes, and we are doing so much stuff right now. Hello, Josh, how you doing?
What's up, man?
We are doing so much right now. There, you know, All Gloves Off Sports Media is adding different podcasts to our group. We've added 2. We're going to announce that here probably in the next week or so. We're trying to add a few more. We're in negotiations with some of them. We got a sponsorship going on today, what we'll announce. We got a new thing coming up probably on Sunday with that particular show. I mean, we're just all over the place and just being busy, but it's a good busy. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, this is a fun time. April's my favorite month of the year because baseball's starting, because the NFL draft. It's the weather's getting better. I just absolutely love April. So I'm very excited. Even though it was a real busy day for me, I'm excited. There's a lot of good topics to talk about tonight.
Right. We're going to do the Braves, Diamondbacks. We're going to talk about another Mendoza, the Masters, for just a moment. We got a poll question to get to, and we got a lot of different baseball stuff as well as football stuff. Ruben Bain, the Jaguars. I mean, we're going to talk about Kyle Tucker, the Tigers, the Astros, and so much more. Plus, Cheese.
Yes.
It's somebody's birthday in sports today that I think we should celebrate that plays for both, or has played for both of your baseball teams.
Yes, he's one of the most famous pitchers for both teams, which is rare that someone is like, it's like, like Charles Woodson, Raiders and Packers, like one of that kind of impact. Yes.
Now I know who this is. Are you okay to come on board with us, buddy? I'll just lay that out there. If you are, just shoot me a message and I'll take care of the rest. So
mock season. I love doing mock drafts. I resisted them last year on my channel, but I'm having so much fun making them this year. So yeah, it's fun because when you know how you research mock drafts, you do mock drafts, you practice mock drafts. So I enjoy them.
And hello to you, sir, or lady, Corson. I don't know what sex that is, but whoever that is.
Corson Trotto. Hi. If we pronounce that right, let us know in the comments. If not, then correct us, because we're really bad at pronouncing things.
Especially me.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah. Let's jump into this real quick. We're going to do our 5 Flamin' 5 and 5. Let me explain to you exactly what that is. It is 5 questions. It is 5 minutes. I give those 5 questions to Cheese. He does know what those 5 questions are going to be, and if he can answer them in the 5 minutes, we'll pick one of the 5 questions and talk about it a little bit more. Then we're going to go into our football segment. We'll do our baseball segment in the middle, and then go back to football as we do our top 10, which of course is our lights out list. So without further ado, Cheese, let's get this thing started. All right,
let's do it.
Okay, I like it when we're on the same page and we're getting everything started. Now if I can just get to where I wanted to be, it will be great. Sometimes. All right, let's do the music first, and then I'll do the first question. When I complete the first question, then the timer will start. All right, Cheese.
Yes.
Here's your first question. The Atlanta Braves are 10-7, first place in the National League East, and have a plus 40 run differential. So which is more impressive? What they are doing, or the fact that with what they're doing, they're still only 1 game ahead of the Miami Marlins?
So I'm not sure what you mean. Like, is it impressive they're ahead of the Marlins, or
are all the things they're doing impressive, or is it more impressive how well the Marlins are also doing, even though they don't have those stats like the Braves do?
The Marlins are more impressive to me. They traded 2 of their best pitchers, one to the Cubs, one to the Yankees. It looked like they were not terrible last year. It looked like they're like, okay, we'll take a step back, take 2 steps forward. But they've had a lot of they've had like 2 or 3 hitters off to a great start. Sandy Alcantara looks back. So I think the Braves, if their run differential is plus 40, they should be better than 10-7. They are losing the Marlins 4-3 in the 7th right now. They did have a 13-1 win, but I think the Marlins have been more impressive. But yeah, Braves, even with they have a couple starting pitching injuries, so I think no one predicted Braves Marlins would be the top 2 at this point.
Yeah, we will talk more about the Marlins later on in the surprise part of our MLB segment. We'll look at some surprise teams, and we'll look at a couple of disappointments as well. So we'll get to all of those. Cheese, the second question, sir. The Masters Shop Golf, for a moment, is only open 8 days a year. It makes roughly $10 million each day, or about $277 per second. The average person spends about $1,000 in the shop. Would you spend $1,000 in that golf shop?
I don't golf, Mike. I don't. I don't. Besides a car, I don't think I've ever spent $1,000 on anything. Not even TV. I'm the guy that got the cheap crazy deal. So no, absolutely not.
So would you spend $1,000 in the Packers shop?
Depends.
Depends.
Depends who's there autographing. It depends. Probably not, unless if I win the lottery, sure. But no, not even so. Probably 100.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm cheap too.
That's crazy though. Like
It
that.
is.
Like that's. I'm just not a big golfer. It's so expensive. I don't like golf. It bores me.
Okay. So let's look at question number 3. We'll go back to baseball for a moment. The Arizona Diamondbacks have a 9-8 record that is in 17 games. 10 of them have been played against teams that are 500 or better. They are also a -9 run differential. So looking at their record and their stats, what are the 2026 Diamondbacks in one, I was going to say word, I'll give you in one sentence.
Okay. They are banged up, not healthy. I was gonna say injured, but yeah, they're not healthy. I mean, they've been fine. I don't think it's been bad. I just there's a lot of injured players. I think Merrill Kelly's back, but even Ketel Marte was scratched from the lineup. Like they have had. I know a lot of teams have had injuries. They're not the only one, but they've had a lot of injuries. They have a lot of guys on the 60-day DL, so they're just banged up. And so I think they'll be fine. They just got to get healthy, and I think they'll definitely compete for a playoff spot.
Okay. Do you think, question 4 here, do you think Alberto Mendoza, the brother of Fernando Mendoza, has more pressure on him at Georgia Tech being their starting quarterback because of who his brother is?
Absolutely. 100%. You think Eli Manning felt pressure? You think Arch Manning's feeling pressure because of the name? Absolutely. He didn't stay at Indiana, and I think the reason is, they probably got someone better in the transfer pool. They said you're not going to be the starter. So, yeah, they lost Haynes King. I believe that's his name. Yeah, the quarterback for Georgia. So, yeah, a ton of pressure. His last name is Mendoza. They're going to expect a lot, and he's not as good as his brother. So we'll see what happens.
All right, buddy. Let's see how much time you've got left. Oh, less than a minute. So the last question is this. How many trades will take place in this year's first round, in this year's first round of the NFL draft?
Exactly 6. But we will have one early, like one in the top 11 or 12. And then I think the mid to late teens, you start having it. And then right at the end of the first round, teams want to move back in the first round for the 5th-year option. So I think it's going to be slow going, but I think, especially the second half of the first round, we're going to start having a lot of trades.
All right, buddy. And you've got it with like 5 seconds left. Look at you. You're getting better and better at this.
Closer. Usually it's 1 or 2, or you have to just end the countdown because I'm about to die.
All right. So there we go. Again, I know who this is. I guess.
Arcadia.
Yes. You know what? We'll stay right here with him for a second because I know exactly who this is. Let me pause that music in the background, get rid of that. So he's taken on a new adventure right at the moment, but he's still got his old stuff with us. That, ladies and gentlemen, Nerdcadia, is Meg Smith. And Meg Smith will be one of our draftees who will be on the show this coming Sunday. At what times, Cheese?
This Sunday is at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Okay, it's our draft special. Mike is going to host it. There are going to be 4 of us. We're going to pick for 2 divisions each. And it's a lot of fun. Last year we did it, and it was our highest rated podcast. So we're really excited. It's just I tell you this, make sure you come out for it because maybe I can be influenced. If I pick for your favorite team, get in the comments. Maybe you change my mind. You never know. I might be between 2 prospects. So yeah, I like the feedback. We like the comments.
We do like the comments and we do love the feedback. Nerdcadia or Meg Smith, whichever one you want to say here, he is going to be picking the NFC North and the AFC West. So we'll get to everybody else. I'll do them one at a time here. We'll find out who they are, what they're doing, and why.
I wonder who's going to take number 1.
Oh,
he's got the AFC West. He's got the Raiders. So
he's got the Raiders. He got the AFC West. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll find out though pretty darn soon.
I had the AFC South last year. I picked Cam Moore #1. Shocker, right? We were all shocked.
Right. He is, as he's putting out here for us, he's formerly shots from the sidelines. So you don't have to tell us how credible you are, sir. Cheese and I know how credible you are. You were with us on last year's show, did a fantastic job. And what did I say? Did I not say Med? Did I say something else?
Well, the thing is, I think you said Meg.
Oh, I'm sorry if I did.
Med.
I knew
well,
it
the
was
thing
Med.
is, like last year, he's a Bears fan, and last year I picked for the Bears. I picked the right position, wrong player, but anyway. But now this year he gets to pick for the Bears, so it'll be very interesting. And I get a pick for your Cincinnati Bengals.
Now, calm down. We'll get
fun.
to that here in a little bit. But yes,
I really wanted the AFC North. I think it's one of the most fascinating divisions, one of the most fun divisions every year. So I can't wait to pick for.
And see
those teams.
if Med is listening, which he almost has to be in order to be chatting right now. That's why he sent me a message like, "Hey, I'll just take both Norths," and I was like, "No, can't do that. We somebody's being stubborn on this show and wants to pick the other North." So
I just really wanted the AFC North this year, and I'll talk about it during why I wanted it, the teams, and we'll talk about it during the draft.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it right before we do our picks at the end for the Lights Out list that we're going to be doing here. The 10 teams that should fall back in the draft. We'll do that here in just a moment. All right, buddy. So as we're going along here, we need to take care of a couple of things. But the first thing we need to do is get ourselves ready for 4 down territory.
Okay.
Should have turned the music up faster. I need a producer.
I hear that Frasier is no longer a show, so Roz Doyle is probably available. So I will call her and see if she wants to be the producer of the show.
Okay, fantastic. I'm not a Frasier person, so I guess that's a comp to the show. I guess.
How can you not watch Frasier? It's like the best sitcom of all time. Like, what are you doing, Mike? What are you doing? What are you watching?
There are some shows that I like, but mostly, buddy, it's sports.
Okay.
All right, so we kind of combined this week on the football talk. So I'll start it out and then let you kind of, pull up the rear here when it's all said and done. All right. So we got.
Oh, thanks.
We got 2 football topics that we're going to do. One from me and one from you. So this should be interesting. I like both of these, and I bet our fans will too. The Jags, Browns, and Travis Hunter. Now, the Jaguars gave up first, second, and fourth round picks last year and a first round pick this year to move up to get Travis Hunter. Geez, my first question for you here, did they give up too much?
Absolutely, way too much. Trash it on my channel at the time. It was a brand new GM. He wanted to make a big splash. Okay. And I think he wanted, it was more of a PR move, the Heisman Trophy winner, sell jerseys. Like, I think that was a lot of it. But to give up that much future first round pick, luckily they win 13 games. If they win 7 games, this looks terrible. But they did win 13. But still, yes, to answer your question.
All right. So at the time, Cheese, Jaguars Executive Vice President of Football Operations. Whew, what a title.
Yeah.
Gone. I hope he doesn't have to ever put that in a resume somewhere. He ain't making that. So again, he's Executive Vice President of Football Operations. His name's Tony Baselli. He told The Athletic right after the draft that, quote, in our mind, we got 2 second overall picks this year. We commented on this very show that Travis Hunter would not be able to continuously do both. Now it seems like the Jaguars agree with us. And knowing that, does it make what they gave up even worse?
Well, Tony Baselli was a really, really good left tackle that couldn't stay healthy. His shoulder was just mush. He could have been a Hall of Famer, but he is a former player that's just the face of the franchise.
Okay.
He's not running anything. James Gladstone's the GM. What he's doing is trying to spin it. That's what he was trying to explain. Because, like, wait, why did you give up so much? Like that's a lot. You moved up from 5 to 2. It's not like you moved up from like 15 to 2. You moved up from 5 to 2 and gave up that. And that is what they were trying to spin it. And yes, we talked about this. I remember talking about this, and we said it. But I said this: by year 3, he's going to have to, at the latest, he's going to pick one position and play there, and maybe fill in, 4 or 5 plays a game at the other one. Maybe if he plays wide receiver late in the game, he can play corner. 2-minute drill, maybe he can come in. Or if he's a full-time corner, maybe there's certain plays they have designed for him. And to give up all of that for a player that's a very good wide receiver and a very good corner, but not like amazing in either one, non-premium positions, was insane. So yes, they gave up way too much.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking too, but I just wanted to get your opinion on it. And this whole thing with Travis Hunter has taken a new twist here over the last, 3 or 4 days, as we're kind of finding out more stuff. And, he was injured, and now they're saying some new things. But, okay, we'll get to that in a moment. Don't let me get too far ahead of myself here. So I think it's safe to say that Travis would not have won the Heisman if he was only a receiver or only a quarterback. And now that he is only going to be a cornerback, as so the Jaguars have said, how much does that make the trade look even worse? I know we keep going even worse and even worse and even worse, but we're kind of piling on here. But this trade now looks really, really bad, right?
Well, he got hurt, and he didn't really contribute much. When he was playing receiver, didn't go great. It looked like they were trying to force targets, manufacture plays for him, and it didn't go great. He had one game where it was like 8 catches, 61 yards, just trying to force the ball to him, just maybe to make the fans happy. I don't know. I'll say this. My analysis of him coming out was one of the best receivers in the country, but not the best, because he wasn't better than Jeremiah Smith, even though Jeremiah Smith was a freshman. But I said one of the best receivers in the country, and a pretty, like a very good corner, but not, maybe not top tier corner.
Okay.
Like, he'll never be Patrick Surtain or Darrelle Revis. Like, he was never, but his frame, a lot of people are saying he should play corner because his frame is not great for wide receiver, fits a corner better. Like, he was like 180 pounds, just very slim, doesn't have wide shoulders. So he doesn't fit receiver because you're going to take a lot of hits. So he was a kind of strange prospect. If he can play both, great, but he probably fits better at corner, but he's a better receiver than corner. So for that reason, he was just such a strange prospect. I still had him the 3rd best player of the draft just because he can be very good at both. But it looks worse.
All right, so it seems to be news now to Hunter, because if you look at his, I believe it was either his X account or his Instagram account, I didn't get a chance to look at it before the show. He put that quote from Tony Baselli on I guess on his either X or Instagram, and then put after it, "Who told you this?" ? So is there going to be a divide between Hunter and the team? And Cheese, how would you resolve that divide?
Oh, I'm sure that he's pissed. He made this. I remember the whole draft season, every interview, because he's a fun interview. He wants to play both. That was important to him. Whoever drafts him, I want to play both positions. But there's more. The highest paid receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, makes $42 million per year. Okay. The highest paid corner is Trent McDuffie, makes $31 million a year. What
It's a little bit
position
of a
would you want to
difference.
play?
Yeah.
Quite a bit of difference.
Yeah.
So we're talking money. That's what I think the biggest issue is. He'd rather play receiving. Now, Jaguars have a very good receiving core. They need him more at corner. I think that's what the situation is. They need him more at corner. But yeah, I'm sure he's not happy. And look, just like you said, this is looking worse and worse. What would you rather have? Your first round pick this year, I think it's 24th overall. I'll be picking that for the Browns, by the way. Anyway.
Okay.
And Mason Graham or Travis Hunter plus the extra picks. I'd rather have Mason Graham from the Jaguars and those picks because we actually have a good receiving core. So, yeah, I think this could be an issue going forward, and he wants to play both.
Would you let him play both?
Certain packages, but he needs to pick one full time. This is what I talked about. Like he's gonna eventually have to play one full time in just certain packages. So, but I think there's so much wear and tear in the NFL. It's different than college. It's like 5 or 6 more games a year. If you don't make the full college football playoff, obviously, you cannot play every snap of both. It's just not possible. He thinks he can, though. I guarantee you. Oh wow, Carson Kelly. Who knew Carson Kelly would become one of the best hitting catchers in baseball? Sorry.
I know you've got the TVs all around you. The only TV I got in this room is behind me with the logo on it. So.
I never thought when the Cubs signed Carson Kelly a year and a half ago that he would just be this good. He's just been amazing. But no, Travis Hunter believes he can play both and he should play both. And 4 years from now, he wants to get paid like both. And that's, I think, what it comes down to.
So if he does play receiver in certain packages, he could say that he plays both. So he needs more than 41 million. I mean, is that where we're headed?
But he'd have to play corner and elite level, first of all. I don't think he's that guy, though. He was a good corner, very good corner, but he didn't. To me, he was a better receiver in college than corner. And it was more of a zone corner. I don't think he was great in man because of his frame. Very good zone corner, but he wasn't great in man. So I don't think his ceiling's as high at corner. So for that reason,
play zone or man?
Well, they play both, but they play a lot of zone, no doubt about it. They do. No, they do. They play a lot of zone.
All right, so it's kind of they play what's best for him then.
They do. And I think it's one of the reasons why they drafted him. Anthony Campanile's defense, like he fit that, no doubt about it. So they do play a lot of zone. His recognition is outstanding. Reading the quarterback as a corner, he's so good at that. And he has the best ball skills of any corner I've ever seen in my life, obviously, because he's a receiver. He's incredible hands. Like he's going to intercept a ton of passes. Like that's his strength. But he's not a good press man guy at all. He needs to improve tackling. He doesn't have the ceiling like Patrick Surtain. He just doesn't have, or Derek Stingley Jr. or Sauce Gardner. He's just never going to be that good, in my opinion. So he's looking at the money, I think, and I think he wants to play both, but play primarily wide receiver.
Okay, no problem. So here's my last question for you, and I want to kind of make everything full circle, right? Bring it back to what we're talking about today with the draft and everything else. So I'll ask you this, and I can't wait to get your reaction from this. If Travis Hunter is just a cornerback, is he better, worse, or the same as LSU's Mansour Delaney?
He is worse. He's got better. Yeah, he's got better length. He might be a little better in zone. Mansour Delaney can play zone. He can play man. I remember watching Virginia Tech, and he just looks like a different dude. Like he just improved so much at LSU. I don't know if he got better coaching. There's a coaching mess at Virginia Tech. It was a mess there. Now they got Franklin. It's probably going to get a lot better, but Tech had just a total mess. But he goes to LSU, and I saw one of the most improved players in the country. The only knock on him is he doesn't have that length. He's got short arms, but he still does. It doesn't show up on film. He's great in man, great in zone. Yeah, I think he's a better corner than Travis Hunter. I don't think it's like a huge difference, but yeah, Delane's a better prospect at corner.
Man, you're just making this trade look worse and worse and worse as we keep going along with this. Med's got a question here for us, and I'll throw it up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Answer that for us. Would you say Cheese, with the position he was drafted at, could he be a bust?
Travis Hunter?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not just the second overall pick. It's we give up all that draft capital too. It's a lot of pressure. I said this on my channel, like he's not worth the second. I have the third best player in draft at just receiver or just corner. He isn't, but he's very good at both. And I had this like he was the best receiver in the draft, but only slightly better than Tedder McMillan. And I don't even think I have him the best corner in the draft. If I did, it was like neck and neck. Like he, to me, if healthy, he was not a better corner prospect than Will Johnson. But Will Johnson had all those injury issues. If Will Johnson was healthy, Will Johnson is a better cornerback prospect in that draft than Hunter. So yeah, I think he could be a bust. I think he needs to be a perennial Pro Bowler at whatever position he ends up playing.
Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for the question. Med, we certainly appreciate it.
Basically, you might have traded up, used a second overall pick on a corner when the position has been devalued more than any position in the NFL on defense. No position on defense has been more devalued than corner in the last 10 years. Running back probably number one, but in defense, and you used it and you gave up all this future draft capital.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I know you want to talk about a player.
And he could be really good, let's
stop banging on poor Travis for a little bit in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's switch to a draft prospect that I know you know a lot about because you've been doing a ton of stuff. Before we do that, though, you keep saying, on my channel I've done this, on my channel I've done that. What is your channel's Cheese?
Usually I would just bring it up 3 times.
I know.
What's going on? I love shameless plugs. It's at Football with Cheese, and Cheese is spelled Cheez. And make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, all of that. And I'm also on X at Football Cheese, so basically without the with. So lots of draft content coming. Cover all 32 teams on the channel.
His YouTube channel is right down there in the description. So I put it in there this time.
Cool.
It's right down there. You can just simply scroll down and click on it. Of course, when we're done with the show. All right, when we're done with the show. But I will say that on RX, as soon as we're done with the show, I just watched his Jeremiah Love breakdown, and I will share that on RX at All Gloves Off SM. Again, within 10 or 15 minutes of us being done with the show today. So look forward to that as well. All right, buddy. Who do you want to talk about, and why do you want to talk about him?
I think it's really important. We need to talk about Rueben Bain, the edge rusher from Miami, because he's been in the news the last couple days. He was cited for careless driving back in March of 2024 for operating a vehicle in a careless or negligent manner. That is a quote.
Okay.
In the incident, a female passenger ended up in a coma and passed away 3 months later. Yeah, not good. Bain apparently rear-ended another vehicle and hit multiple concrete barriers in the accident. Yet, 2 weeks before the female passed away, his charges for careless driving were dropped. And I was trying to figure out why it was dropped, and all I could find, Mike, and if you know what this means, please tell me, a defective citation. A defective citation. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what that means.
Okay, let me know.
So, and the reason why he's saying this to me is he knows I'm a first responder. I work at a prison, so I know a little bit about this kind of stuff. So basically, what this means is the officer who gave him the citation put the wrong date on it, or spelled his name wrong, or something like that. Because if I give a ticket to an inmate, if they do something wrong and I put their wrong ADC number down, if I just flip the last 2 letters or numbers, or if I spell their name wrong, all they have to do is look at the citation and go, "That's not me."
I had no idea.
Oh,
that's insane.
Yes, so that's what that means. I assume that's what it means. Defective citation. That just means you gave them some kind of a ticket, like we would at the prison if they if they're introducing contraband or something like that, and we catch them, then we have to write them the ticket. It goes through like a law type of step, just like anything else does. But like I say, if I spell their name wrong on the ticket, or if I flip the numbers on their ADC number or anything like that, they can use that and go, that's not me. I don't know who he's writing this ticket on, but it's not me, and it gets automatically thrown out.
So I got excited because Dominic Smith, what a pickup for the Braves, just hit a homer and now they're leading. Baseball's just going good all of a sudden. Okay, I think we need to from now on we need to go live every time my teams play baseball. Okay.
Okay, that's going to be a lot, but all right.
I did not know that. That sounds like a technicality. Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
He got off on a technical, possibly. We don't know exactly, but
yeah, I assume that's what that means.
Sorry, I did not know that.
It's okay. That's all right. We're throwing you for a loop here. I didn't read the question enough to see that it had defective citation on it.
Do you think? Well, I'm going off our notes here, but you know more about this than me. Do you think it's possible because of who he is, because he went to the U, that they called in favors, maybe make the date wrong or his name wrong? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking it up just to make sure. So here it is from the internet. It says it's a invalid or void because it contains major errors such as missing information, incorrect charges, or spelling of the name wrong, something like that. So yeah. What I was saying earlier was 100% right. It is a technicality. Now, so I can only talk about where it is from my end, right? Where it is from how we do it within the prison walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just as bad on the officer as it is anything else. It usually means you're rushing through a ticket, and you are just careless with it. It usually doesn't mean that something's happened or that he's some kind of special person or anything like that. It's almost always on the officer.
When I saw that, I didn't know what it meant. I did not expect that. Apparently, he was not investigated for DUI or drugs. There was no field sobriety test given at all. So police did not suspect drug or alcohol use, or they just didn't either. Even if they did, they didn't give him the test. Also, according to Ian Rappaport, the civil suit has already been settled. Like there's already been a settle. I don't know if there's ever a suit, but there's already been a money settlement, which is crazy. Which makes you think: is this what NIL money is going toward?
Yeah.
Because there's no way he just has that money, right? Unless he uses NIL. But not going to get any better. Go ahead.
No, it's not going to get any better. And I will say this. You're at a traffic stop, right? Probably the first thing that Bain's going to do is call his representation, right? If he's smart. And if they're with him on the phone and he hands the phone to the officer, I'm not trying to say there's corrupt people out there, but I am trying to say there's corrupt people out there all at the same time, right? Did he do it on purpose? Did he mess up the ticket on purpose so that all this stuff could go away? And then he gets some kind of kickback later on, or maybe we see him in every Miami game, and then we see him wherever he goes to the NFL, he's going to get sweet tickets or something.
He's got Michael Irvin autographed jerseys all of a sudden.
Yes.
Ray Lewis, here's your autographed jerseys.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that kind of stuff happens all the time. I don't really like to talk about it, but we all know that kind of stuff happens all the time.
I don't want to accuse him of this. I want to believe that this was a bad mistake, that the charges were dropped because he really wasn't at fault. I want to believe, we're about to talk about that. I want to believe that he wasn't at fault, but this is not good, Mike. And the more I hear about it, at first it was like, oh, he may have been in fault, but like, charges are dropped, so there's no big deal. Like whatever. I don't know. Here's what's worse.
Okay.
not only was she passed away, and he was maybe or probably responsible for the death of another person, even if it's indirectly through his negligence. He was cited for reckless driving in October of 25, a year and a half later, and his license is suspended. So he didn't learn from this. Do you find that disturbing, Mike?
Well, not only do I find it disturbing, but I'm going to answer the question, and I'm going to ask you the same question. If I'm a GM of a team and I'm looking at Ruben Bain, I'm really, really looking at this, and I am taking pass as to whether I really want to spend a top, 10, 15 pick, whatever he's going to be. I don't know. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. There are plenty of other players in the draft. And for me, this would make me pass on him, no matter how great his combine was or his statistics are or anything like that. This kind of a character issue would make me go, no, thank you. Someone else can have this problem. What about yourself?
It's the judgment. I am an NFL owner. I have a team. I want someone who has good judgment. It's not just that he may have made one mistake in his life. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. He may have made a mistake, but he didn't learn from it. And he was cited again for a similar situation where he could have hurt someone again. And that shows poor judgment. And I don't want a player on my team that has that kind of judgment.
Right.
Who knows what could happen in the future? Maybe there's other things. I don't know if you remember hearing stories about Barry Switzer when he was Oklahoma head coach. There's lots of stories. Every time one of his guys would beat up a woman, force themselves on a woman, get DUIs, the sheriff would just call Barry, and Barry go get him, and the sheriff's like, yeah, good old Oklahoma boy. Like there was they would never get arrested. Right. They were told, oh, call Barry and he'll come pick you up. Yep. Man, this is just Jalen Carter. He fell in the draft that he was racing that speeding issue. Kyron Lacey, LSU, he was a prospect in last year's draft. I don't know if he was texting someone. He caused a pileup to end up killing someone, and he actually committed suicide before the draft last year. I don't know if you remember that. He was predicted to be a late round pick, maybe undrafted. But I just, the judgment. This shows that he did not learn from his mistake. The fact that he was called again in the original one, he was out at 4 a.m. Do you want a player that's out at 4 a.m. in a car that causes an accident? Do you want anyone out at 4 a.m.?
Not unless he's doing DoorDash because he doesn't make enough NIL money. No.
Like, there's no reason to be out at 4 a.m. There's no reason unless you work at 5 a.m. and you're on your way to work. Like, there's no reason. So it's just, I don't know. This really bothered me, and it's getting worse and worse. And when it first hit, the insiders, they tried to act like it was no big deal. Oh, well, teams have known about this for months. They're like, oh, well, teams already known about this, and the charges were dropped, and they acted like, oh, no big deal. So, and then Ian Rappaport's like, oh, it's not expected to hurt his draft stock. Do you think this is another situation? We've talked about this many times on this pod. Do you think it's another situation where the agent called in favor of the reporter, act like it's no big deal? We're trying to influence the narrative so it doesn't hurt his draft stock.
Of course it is. I mean, like I said it a few moments ago, this would absolutely hurt his draft stock with me. I wouldn't even think about, is that the Spidey Cup?
It is Spidey.
Got the Spidey Cup out there today.
I think it comes out this July. New Spider-Man movie. Are you excited? Are you excited about the new Spider-Man movie? Probably not.
I didn't even know there was a new movie coming out, sir.
Okay. I like Spider-Man.
Okay. I mean, you're allowed to. We're good.
Yeah.
But
you're more of a Hulk guy.
From WWE, he was in this. I think the first movie as the. Yeah. Anyway, we'll do some kind of sports connection to it.
But no, these agents, like they keep doing this. Don't you agree? Like, what is going on with this? We're a Spider-Man podcast now. We have flipped.
No,
We're
we are
all
not.
about Spider-Man. Do you think Tombstone will be the main villain or Jackal? Who do you think?
Who cares?
Do you know who they are?
No. I thought you were going to talk about a Western when you said Tombstone. That's how much I know,
I know
about
that's
it.
a Spider-Man villain.
Okay. All right. Whatever. I'll trust you.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'll get us back.
Okay. Meg
Jackal.
does say
Yeah,
Jackal.
I'm leaning that way too.
Look at Meg doing all this stuff on the chat.
This is a serious issue. Someone passed. Someone was killed. Accident or not. And I feel like we're to a point where journalists just try to, oh no, it's okay, it's been dismissed, teams know about this, like just making like little out of this. This is a big deal, and this could have hurt his draft stock. This, Larry Tunsil, there's a video that surfaced of him smoking weed through a gas mask. He was supposed to go top 6, fell to pick 13 of the Dolphins. He has been a very good player in the in the NFL, but I can't stand that this is just being acted like no big deal. The fact that he got busted again for reckless driving, no big deal. Teams know about this, so it's fine. Do you think sports journalism is dead? Because it's feeling like that to me.
I'm not going to say it's dead. There's not much money in sports journalism anymore, but there's a lot of money in NIL. So maybe that's the correlation. All kinds of people can be bought. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, it happens all the time. I see it where I'm at. I'm sure you've seen it before in your neck of the woods as well. I mean, there's money is the root of all evil. We'll just leave it at that.
These insiders, these reporters want access. And the agents, they say, report this, skew this, spin this, whatever, and I will give you my next report on this player, next 2 reports. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like Ian Rappaport's the only one. It's not like Adam Schefter's the only one. John Heyman's the worst one I've ever seen. Scott Boras just tells him what to say. Like he tweeted Aaron Judge to the Giants. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Judge, the Yankees agreed to $400 million and $400 million for Aaron Judge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's been done for a while. Look, I like Peter Gammons. Peter Gammons is a great reporter. He's very likable. He was kind of the first one to do this. Like he would report that like a player, maybe the Cardinals were interested. He would report the Cubs were negotiating with him, or a player on the Dodgers was, and the Giants were interested. But Peter Gammons would do it. He was kind of the first that I remember that did this. It's not like this is like new, but it's gotten to the point where they're lying to you. They've gotten to the point where they're not even spinning it. They're lying to you. They're trying to just craft anything to make the player look better. And it bothers me in this situation. I already had almost zero respect for Ian Rapoport, but it's gone down if that's possible.
Hang on, we got a book coming. So it says lawyers' main job is to make as much money for their clients as possible. At the end of the day, it's how much you can make for me, and you get 10%. Ruggs served 3 years for killing someone. Yeah. And
Henry Ruggs, wide receiver, Alabama, drafted by the Raiders. Yeah, he might get released. The rumors he might get released soon, and maybe a team takes a shot. I don't know. I liked it when I could trust the reporters, or at least somewhat, and now they might just completely lie to you to make someone look better. And if Bain falls, if he's projected to be a top probably 7 to 9 pick, top 10 for sure, right? Before all this, everyone thought he'd go top 10. If he falls, it will cost him a lot of money. It will cost his agent a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's about. The difference between going, say he's drafted by not even like, Cardinals at 3, just even the Saints at 8 or Chiefs at 9. The difference between going 8 or 9 and just falling out of the first round, which I actually think is possible, because I think a lot of how are you going to sell this guy in your fan base right now? That's significant. That's millions. I looked at 2 mocks from guys I like. One had him The updated mocks. One had him going 12th to the Cowboys. The other had him falling to the second round. I don't know if that'll happen, but that is really interesting to look at those.
Now, I don't know if Meg is trying to be mean to me here by pick number 10, saying my Bengals would take a chance on him, but yeah, they seem to want to do that. So
his name is Med.
What do I keep saying? Do I keep saying Meg?
Meg. I think you just watched a bunch of Family Guy episodes.
Maybe that's what it is. No, actually, you know what it is? I've got it written down on my sheet over here wrong. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, so you were a fan of the Cardinals at 3. I don't think you're taking Bain anyway, and you're the fan of the Bengals at 10. Are you moving him down your board? Would you pass on him? I know you pass on him at 3. I think we've established that, but like, would you pass on him at 10 if you're the Bengals? Are you moving him down your board if you're a GM?
I am now.
Yeah. Jerry, yeah, that's the whole point. That's what the mock said. It's like I'm not. He's not getting best of Cowboys because Jerry will take him. And yeah.
Interesting.
I think this is something to monitor, and I think he could fall. But you only need one team to be okay with the character. Who knows? Maybe he's remorseful. We don't know. But I think he could fall. And the fact that someone mocked him out of the first round is telling. We'll see what happens.
Now, we talked about this a little bit earlier. You told me before we went on the air, I know we were a few minutes going on the air, and this is why we were kind of talking back and forth for a moment. And you were like, throw anything draft-wise at me. I'm ready. I've been doing all my research. I'm good with everything. So let me do this for the first time.
Okay. So
Bain is there, right? Does this mean... How much of a money difference are we really talking from top 10 to like the end of the first round? How much of a money difference are we really talking?
So let's look at Tedero McMillan. I'm going to look it up right now. He was 8th overall last year. Let's just say Bain. That's probably the lowest he was going to go. I'm just looking at his last year contract. It would be a little more this year, but he signed a 4-year, $27.93. So 4 years, $28 million contract.
Okay, we'll round it up. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll round it up. And let's just say, Josh Simmons went 32nd, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the Chiefs. And 4 years, 14.68. So about half. Falls to the second round. Less than half. So we're talking like he could go from 8th pick to the 32nd if for some reason like Seattle took him. That's half the money. So that is what the agent is calling. That's what significant. And that's why as soon as the story broke, I'm like, oh, but teams knew about this. So, and they're good with it. And charges were dropped. That was the boom, done. Like done. When the story broke, I want to give this reporter credit. Or no, we would not know about it. I have the reporter. Let me pull up my X.
Okay. So we also talked about last week these top 30 visits, and you said that a lot of these top 30 visits are we want to revisit medicals, and we want to get get an idea on these guys. You know, okay, so here's the play. I want to show it to you on video. Tell me what you see and all this kind of thing. Would you bring in Bain at least for one of those visits? And talk to him about this incident before you drafted him?
Yeah, if you knew about it ahead of time, they're acting like they've known months. We'll see. But absolutely, that's the kind of player you want to bring in. Anyone with character, even more character that you really love the player. He's a great fit for us. But also medical rechecks. Someone who's been injured. How far are you along in rehab? Can we give you a full physical? I think that's really important because some teams will pretty much take you off the board or move you way down, ensuring that you're not going to draft him if you have injury issues. You cannot have a team with 18 guys on IR. So they've got to be on the field. His name is Ali Connolly, is the one who broke the story. He works for The Guardian, I believe. Yeah, Guardian. NFL Daily for The Guardian, yes. His name is Ali Connolly. If it wasn't for him, no one would know this story. So,
yeah, we need to give him credit. I appreciate you doing that, buddy. All right, so we are done with the football. We're going to have the logo in the background for just another minute or so because I'm now going to reveal the second person who's going to be one of our special guest draftees this Sunday. What time, Chase? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got you sipping your coffee. That was mean.
It's actually water. I can't drink coffee this late.
Okay.
It is at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We do the podcast right now in the warmer months at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, but it's 8 Eastern this Sunday, the 19th, 5 Pacific. So make sure you send some alerts to your phones so you don't forget it. And we'll pick, once again, 2 divisions each. I'm doing the AFC North and the NFC West. Very excited about doing the North. And once again, all of us that are picking, jump in the comments. Maybe you could convince us. Maybe we're between. Maybe I say, I'm between these 2 guys with the Cardinals. Someone help me. And maybe they're like, okay, Peter Woods, Clemson, defensive tackle, 3rd overall. And I'm like, okay, let me piss off Mike.
Yeah, that's probably your goal here, but
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see. Do we do this real fast? No, let's not. We've got the layout for the draft show already done, but I'm just teasing. I'm not gonna pull it up right now. I'll show it to you off screen later. It would cover you up, so we won't do that.
We don't want to do that. You gotta.
No, I gotta keep
what
that on
sells
there.
the pod.
Yes.
This is what sells the pod.
So the second guy, he also did it with us last year, just like M-E-D did. He did it with us last year as well. Wayne is going to be with us again this coming time on Sunday. Wayne Grigori. I don't know. I'm gonna maybe.
Wayne. It's Wayne. Yeah,
it's Wayne. We know it's Wayne. We're not sure about the last name, but you can find him at Wayne WAYNE _ GREGOIRE. He is with Anubis Sports right now. He's been with a bunch of other stuff. He's got over 20 years of experience as a writer and an editor. So Wayne's got the experience for us. He's going to pull us through and make everything great. And we'll have the other reveal here in just a little bit of who we're going to have on the show as well. Oh, hang on. We got one more here from Med. He's a top 3 talent. Anyone should bring him in. Jordan Tyson is also sliding because of his injury history.
Peter Woods is a top 3 talent. Is that who you're talking
about? I would say he's talking about Bane.
Oh.
That's who we were talking about.
Oh yeah. Bane. I mean, his power move is tremendous. Like, he will run through you. Like he's such an interesting prospect because he has really short arms, but I didn't know he did. Like, he doesn't show up on film at all. Like, I had no idea his arms were shorter than 32 inches. Maybe because he's just got in power move. He runs through people, relentless effort, very good film. Both edge rushers in Miami have incredible film. But he will be one of the, this was, about to be a draft that had no controversy. There was nothing crazy. And all of a sudden we have something. And now he'll be probably the most talked about person in the first round.
Yeah, he's a T-Rex. He's, Anyway. Don't ever do that again, Mike. Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go to our baseball. And, of course, when we do baseball, we have got to give you the best baseball graphic in all of podcasting. But first, we'll start off with the music going into our 4-down talk, or four pitch talk. I was combining the football and yeah, whatever. 4-pitch talk, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All right, there it is. That's the best graphic in all of podcasting. What more could you want? A baseball? Flames? Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool. Let's kick this thing off here, buddy. Let's talk about some baseball here. So there are some surprises so far in Major League Baseball. One, the Minnesota Twins.
Yes.
Let's talk about them for a moment. They had a fire sale at the trade deadline last season. They did next to nothing in the offseason. They lost their best pitcher, Pablo Lopez, to UCL surgery. They are currently 10-7. I don't know what they're doing right now. They swept the Tigers, beating both Framber Valdez and Tarek Skubal in the process. And in their last 8 games, they are first with a .367 batting average. They are first in on-base percentage at .455. They are first in slugging percentage at .633. They're first in home runs with 10. And they are first, there's a lot of firsts here, in runs with 48. And they are tied for first place in the National League Central. Jeez, who saw this coming?
Nobody. That is with Byron Buxton getting off to a horrible start, although he's 4 for 5 tonight with 2 homers. Right after I traded him in my fantasy league, I traded him. I have Sal Stewart, so I'm okay.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that. You just traded him and he went crazy, huh?
Yeah. It's okay. I got Bobby Witt. It was a crazy trade.
We had a good Bobby Witt stat later on in the show too, by the way.
Cool. So yeah, the Twins, I don't think it's sustainable. They're up 6-0 tonight. They're about to be 11-7. They're playing Boston, which is, if you're playing Boston, you're probably going to win. So yeah, it's surprising, but we'll see if it holds up. I don't think it will, but you never know with baseball. Like sometimes some teams just come and just stink, and they should be good. And if you have 2 or 3 guys that have down years, it can change your whole franchise. You have 2 or 3 guys that get off to great starts, then all of a sudden you're in it. So I don't think it's sustainable, but it's crazy that the Twins have the best record in the American League at this point, at any point.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't know if it's sustainable or not either. And let's talk about something else that might not be sustainable. The second team we're going to look at on this list, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, they do have the National League Cy Young Award winner, and they have the #1 prospect in all of baseball. They're leading the National League Central right now, but in 2024, they started off 11-7 too, and they finished 76-86. Which one do you think we're closer to? The Pirates of 2024 that finished 10 games under, or the Pirates are right now that are 11-7, Cheese?
Probably closer to now. I remember last year, their fans were all over X, trashing the Cubs, saying, all right, we're finally there. They acted like we're back. We're finally back. But it fell off. No, I still don't think they're going to win the division. I'm assuming you don't as well.
No, I don't think they'll win the division. We got some
they
great
did lose
on the Brewers later too, by the way.
What? Oh yeah, okay.
We got a really good stat on the Brewers later too, by the way. It'll be surprising to most people.
The Pirates did lose tonight. Reds won. Reds back in first place.
Okay.
But the run differential is +19. That's good. I think they could compete for a playoff spot. I do. Their bullpen is just not very good. That's the biggest thing that worries me for them is their bullpen. But they have incredible young starting pitching. I think their lineup's better this year than it was last year. So I think closer to maybe a playoff, but we talked about this in our preview show. I could not pick them in the postseason.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I think next year, 2027 to 29, those are their 3 years. I think that's when they have a chance to compete in the NL. But yeah, Connor Griffin's a prospect you mentioned. He is so talented. He has so many. He's so toolsy, and he's up now. So yeah, it's finally very positive. Like you said, got to be careful because last year they started good and it just collapsed. But yeah, a lot of positivity even though they lost tonight for Pittsburgh.
And then Derek Shelton used to be the manager for the Pirates. He's now the manager in Minnesota, and look what they're doing. Just saying. Third on this list, the Tampa Bay Rays. They're 1 game over 500, but they're only a half a game out of first place in the AL East. They traded Ty Bradley, who, by the way, also went to the Twins. All kinds of Twins references in all of this.
All kinds.
and they traded Shane Baz as well. They basically did nothing in the offseason, yet they're in a division with the Yankees, the Orioles, and the defending AL winners, the Toronto Blue Jays, and here they are, a half a game out of first place. Do you believe in the Rays?
No. I don't. And most years you should. They're one of those teams like Cleveland, like Milwaukee, that will trade away 2 or 3 best players every year and still be good. They are winning 8-3. They're playing the White Sox though, so they're about to probably win a bunch of games in a row because they're playing the White Sox. But
yeah,
no, I still don't. Like, they're 8-7, about to be 9-7. They just, if you just look overall, it's not a great team, but they can hang in there. But no, I don't think it's a great team.
Yeah, they're a bunch of average players, nobody great. Sometimes that works.
They have a few good. They have some very good players. They just don't, overall. I don't like their depth. I don't think they can have a lot of injuries. But Yandy Diaz is very good. Cami Nera had 45 home runs last year, so they have some pieces. But overall, like, you get to the kind of I don't like their depth, especially their pitching depth.
I believe they split the Yankees over the weekend as well. So.
Did they really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's sweeping the Yankees these days. They started 7-1, and I think they've won once since. Yeah. Oh, it says here they did. They're in first place in the AL East at 8-7, about to be 9-7.
Mm-hmm.
But the Twins have the best record in the American League.
And then depending on what the Diamondbacks do with the Orioles are right there too. So I just wanted to throw that out there since somebody in this group here picked the Orioles to win that division when we did our picks.
That was definitely not me.
Yeah.
That was definitely not me. I didn't pick the Orioles in the playoffs. Yeah.
Sorry.
The Diamondbacks.
The mic real quick. I didn't make it.
The Diamondbacks won 4-3. They're 10-8. Yes.
Well, you're just, man. You've got all the updates here. So you just.
Yeah. I just click on the website for MLB scores, and I have them all right in front of me.
Is that how you do it? Just
that's how we do it. Yes. Magic.
Yeah. It's almost like money for nothing and your chips for free. Anyway.
Still 3 games out though. 10-8, great record, but you're still 3 games out of first place because the Dodgers. It is
right.
It is what it is.
Okay. So the fourth team, we talked about the Twins, we talked about the Pirates, we talked about the Rays. We got the fourth and final team, the Miami Marlins. Second baseman Xavier Edwards has a .359 average and a .930 OPS. He's been good for a couple years, just nobody knows who he is because he plays on the Marlins.
Sure.
Catcher Liam Hicks has a .319 batting average and a .902 OPS, and shortstop Otto Lopez is hitting .317 with an .880 OPS. So it looks like they might have the core there for possibly having a breakout. Plus, they've got Sandy Alcantara and Yuri Perez as well. Cheese, my question to you is this. They've got some really good young players, but do they have enough to compete in that division this year?
No. No way.
Are you trading Sandy Alcantara to get some more good young players?
Yes. A lot of teams wanted to trade for him at the deadline. They had either weren't willing to trade him or the asking price was astronomical. He was having a down year. Good for them because he looks amazing. But no, the Marlins, I'd be shocked if they even finish in the top 3. I know the Mets. Do you know the Mets have lost 6 straight and they've scored 9 runs in those 6 games?
Wow.
Yeah. And they started 7-4. They're 7-10. No, but the Marlins, they lost tonight. The Braves did beat them. So they're 9-9. But 3 of those wins were the first 3 games at home against the Rockies. No, look, the Marlins, they're 500 right now, and they've overachieved. They have pieces. Just kind of we talked about the Rays. They have pieces, but overall, they don't have a great team.
So it is kind of sad, though, when we're talking about a team overachieving, yet they're at 500, right? Isn't that kind of sad all in itself?
It is. But they got some good young players and some underrated players. You just mentioned a couple of their bats, and they got Owen Casey. They were really excited about him, young outfielder. They should be. Max Meyer, at least he was pitching pretty well for a while. I think when we started the podcast, they were up 4-1 on the Braves, lost 6-5. I couldn't really pay attention. I know Don McSmith hit a home run to give the Braves the lead. But Dominic Smith has three home runs this year. They've given the Braves victories, like late inning, huge home runs. And he was like a cast off for a bunch of teams. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marlins, I mean, yeah, I don't see them as a contender at all, even in the division. But God, the Mets, I don't know what to say. I picked him to win the division. I thought they'd be very good.
We're going to do a segment here in a moment called Hitting Cleanup, where we're just going to kind of take everything and give you some little one-liners and bunch them all together. And that's going to be brought to you by our newest sponsor. And we'll explain all of that to you guys here in just a little bit. All right, so if we're going to talk about the good things, we also got to talk about the bad, Cheese. So let me give you 3 bad things. The first one you pointed out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And his name's Kyle Tucker. I know you don't like the guy because he left your Cubs and went to the Dodgers, but he signed a 4-year, $240 million deal with those Dodgers. And his current slash line is 237, 352, 305 with 17 Ks and 1 home run. Give me your assessment of Kyle Tucker.
I don't like him, not because he left. I don't like him because he underachieved. I heard a lot of rumors of effort. I heard he wasn't watching film, that he's just – it made sense now why Houston did try to extend him and then traded him. He was supposed to be the missing piece. Terrible trade. I hated at the time. Cam Smith, I did not want to give him up. He's a much better hitter than Kyle Tucker. It was the Cubs' first-round pick. I hated the trade. And I was like, okay, I'll be okay with it if, one, he – is an MVP candidate, like top 10 even. It doesn't have to be like right at the top. If he plays like one of the best hitters in baseball, like what they gave up to get him, and if he resigns and takes more of a team-friendly deal, neither one was in the cards. And the fact that the Dodgers gave him that kind of money, and there's $240 million guaranteed. Like, I think he's checked out. I don't think he cares. I don't think he loves baseball. And it's a shame because he's so talented. The 2024 season, the first half before he got hurt, he fouled a ball off his calf. He was on pace to have one of the best seasons I've ever seen. And it's a shame. It's honestly, it's more sad than anything. I'm not like happy. I mean, I'm happy that he's not doing well for the Dodgers. They wasted the money maybe, but I'm not happy that this happened because it's such a waste of talent.
Yeah, I get you. I really do here. Tucker was one of those highly touted prospects, and then he just went to, but the Dodgers seem to just be able to pluck those guys out of nowhere, and pretty much everybody that they sign seems to pretty much always do well. This guy's not, Cheese. Is there a reason why you think maybe he's not? Is there something wrong with the team? Is there something wrong with him? What's going on here?
Well, last year he only hit 23 home runs. He was on pace for well over 40 before he got hurt with Houston. And I noticed that he was hitting a lot of fly balls. He was, I don't know if he tried to uppercut his swing too much, but he was just hitting a lot of routine or warning track fly balls. Like, he was getting under it a lot. I didn't look at analytics or whatever. It just seemed like he wasn't making as good a contact or hitting a ball at the park as much. It just, there were so many times, and he got booed some, where he come up in a big situation and he just hit a routine fly out. Like, it just looked like he couldn't get the barrel on the bat for whatever reason. But like I said, the rumors about him, and I've heard no one refute this, is that he's not watching film of these pitchers. Like, he's not interested in that at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of glad that a Dodger person's not doing real well myself, but we'll see how it all ends up when it's all said and done.
Before everything was on an iPad, Tony Gwynn would take, you remember those, of course you do, those big black cassette tapes? They were like this, they were rectangular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tony Gwynn would check them in a bag. He would take those big, this big like hard case luggage with the handle, no wheels. Like, he would put 30 of them in one of those and check a bag on the road to watch film.
They're called VHS tapes, sir.
Thank you. I don't know what they're called. But the thing is, Tony Gwynn would do that. No one watched film back then, but Tony Gwynn would. He would do that. He would watch film of every pitcher to try to get better. And you have an iPad, you can click on a database, you can click on a team pitcher, you could just 20 seconds later, you're watching them. You can learn about how they throw you, certain situations. Okay, when he's down 2-1, he's down 3-1, this is what he's likely to throw, whatever. And he's not doing that. He's not watching that. And that would really bother me. And there was no chance the Cubs didn't even try to re-sign him, and that is telling.
Yes, I will give you that. That's very telling. Let's move on here to our second one, the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers have, you ready? One more win than the Chicago White Sox. They are 2-8 on the road and 0-4 against teams above 500. The Tigers were supposed to be this big juggernaut in the AL Central, and they're down towards the bottom. The only team that's less than them are those same Chicago White Sox. Can the Detroit Tigers rebound?
Well, they have rebounded. They had the worst record in baseball like 4 or 5 days ago. They have won 4 straight. They won again tonight, but they're still under 500. But their start was abysmal. They were not doing anything right. They were finding a way to lose. And I picked them in the you didn't, but I picked them in the ALCS. I had them all the way in the Final Four. I think you picked them to make the playoffs, but yeah, I'm very high on this team. But it looks like they've turned it around. They're 8-9. They're +11 run differential, and they have won 4 straight. But I remember looking at the standings. I guess it was Thursday or Friday, and they had the worst record in baseball at the time. But yeah, I think it's looking up, but still, it is disappointing. And yeah, they're about to beat probably 2 games. White Sox are about to lose, but yeah. So it's looking up, but yeah, it's still Tigers should be better than that.
Okay. Yeah, they've got one of the better 1-2 punches in all of baseball. So yes, they should be better. I think they will be better. They just hit a little slide. Every team hits a little slide. But talking about hitting a slide, the Houston Astros are 6-11 overall. Yeah. They are 1-9 in their last 10. They're 1-9 on the road, and in 17 games, they have allowed 107 runs, most in the American League. And the second most is by the Angels, and they're at 88. And Houston's allowed 107. What's wrong with the Astros?
The pitching. The starting pitching already was a little bit question mark, especially the back end of the rotation. Everyone's getting hurt. Hunter Brown's hurt. They signed that pitcher, played from Korea. He's hurt. They actually lost 3 starting pitchers in a week to injury. So that's the biggest problem. When I picked the Astros to make the playoffs.
Oh, I'm sorry. You picked the Astros to make the playoffs?
Yes. I didn't pick them to win the division. And you made a face, and I'm like, look, Yordan Alvarez barely played last year. When he's healthy and he's hitting. So they're scoring runs. The lineup is not the problem. But yeah, the problem is pitching. And they have had games where they're winning like 5th, 6th inning and just completely implodes. And that's, I think, their biggest problem. They're not holding on to leads. So it's really a pitching issue, and they just got to get healthy. But I think they'll be okay. They got off to a good start, but yeah, bullpen's been a little disappointing as well.
Right. I mean, even in the last 10, their average scoring has been 6 runs, yet they've lost 9 of their last 10. So yeah,
it can't hold leads.
Right. And you would think when you scored 6, you'd be okay, but obviously not.
If you average 6 runs a game, you should win 100 games every year, but not the Astros. Not what's going on right now.
Nope, not them. Not the way that's working. So I'm going to try here. Let's see if we can do some technological stuff here real fast. So I want to show you a picture of Teoscar Hernandez. Let's see if we can do it. Can we not? I don't know. What in the world? All right, maybe not. Oh, wait.
He is a baseball player, a Dominican player from the plays for the Dodgers, from the Dominican Republic. In case we can't see it.
Wait, did we get it? No. Oh wait, here we go.
He's off to a good start this year.
There we go. So there's the picture of him, right? I'll leave that up there for a moment. That is Teoscar Hernandez right the moment. And you might be able to see that he's wearing autism-inspired clothing for his son. So, Cheese, I got some questions on this. First one's pretty simple. I'll do the softball question first. Are you all right with him doing this?
Absolutely, for autism, no doubt about it.
Okay, so let me take the other end of it because I'm about to probably make a bunch of people on this channel unhappy. And if you're unhappy with me, just simply put it in the comments. I know it's coming, so I'll take the heat for it. So I'm also going to go click. So, or clip, not click, clip. Is MLB opening themselves?
Mid. Okay.
Whatever.
You might want to start over and just say clip again. Okay.
Clip. Is MLB opening themselves up to different players wearing more offensive things if they okay this stuff with autism?
I really want to get your take, but I'm okay. You asked me first. I'm going to be real quick on this because I know this is important to you. I know you want to give your opinion. It does open up to more stuff. You know, I absolutely support him. I have no problem with the autism. I think it looks cool. Even like something like ALS. Maybe maybe you had a relative that died of that. You're drawing awareness to that. That's fine. But I think it can go too far. It can get away from what I think he's intended. What do you think?
Yeah, see, I think the same thing. As you can see here, he's got the elbow guard, he's got the shin guard, he's got all that stuff with the puzzle pieces on it, which is a symbol for autism. His son has autism, so that's what he's trying to do.
Right.
But you're opening up yourself to a world of possibilities here. And unfortunately, and I'm not saying that people that play Major League Baseball are terrible people, but people tend to take something that you say is okay and then just absolutely run with it. I don't think this was this way 10 years ago, but all of a sudden, everybody wants, well, now I want gay rights, and now I want this, and now I want this, and now I want, and not everybody's going to agree with everything you're going to put on your clothing. So I'm just worried that MLB is opening themselves up for something more.
Autism awareness, great. Something like ALS awareness, I brought those two up, great. But you made a good point, and I hadn't thought about this. Instead of something like we autism awareness or something like that, you might have a player like, well, if he can do that, I can put Free Palestine on my patch.
Yes.
I can put pride, I can put, anything. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another divisive issue, but those things are divisive issues. They're going to piss off a lot of people, piss off a lot of fans. Some people agree with it, but especially in sports, I don't want politics in sports. We've talked about this before. I watch sports. I don't like politics. I don't like talking about it. I think it's toxic. And I watch sports because I don't want I hated the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. That whole thing just made me, I was so frustrated by it because it should not be part of sports. So I get what you're saying. I have no trouble with what he's doing. I think it's great. Autism awareness, I think, is important. But I don't want someone having like a Free Palestine or pride thing on their pad or something and saying, well, if he does that, I should be able to do this. It opens up a lot of possibilities. I wouldn't want that.
Right. And the reason I'm also bringing this up is because I'll be doing some things on the Sports Pulpit here within the next week or so. We talk about stuff like this. How far does it go? Are we allowed to cross those kind of lines and all of that kind of stuff? We'll get more into it. So look for that here in the upcoming week or so on the other podcast that I'm doing, which is called the Sports Pulpit.
I just thought of something else. Like, what if it's a presidential election year and they want to support a candidate? That'd be terrible. I don't want to see that. I hate political ads. I hate presidential years. I absolutely despise it because I don't. Anyway, but
this is what I mean. I support what he's doing, but
Yeah.
it may open up a Pandora's box that you don't want to open up. But Cheese, here in a moment, we'll get to it. I think I have a solution, and I'll see what you think about the solution. But I want to ask you this first: should ball players be able to sell the rights and then sell different clothing pieces like the shin guards and the elbow pads and stuff like that? Are we going to give them that avenue in which to do stuff? Because I'm afraid that
No.
looking at this picture, that's where we're headed.
This is different. Selling like ads, all it's going to do is lead to players wearing shin guards, wearing elbow pads not needed, wearing things not needed to get extra money or endorsements. No, that absolutely should be stopped. He's not making money off this. He's not selling anything. And that's important. You should not be able to sell like part of your helmet, part of your elbow pad, part of your shin. No, I think that's absolutely absurd.
Well, which one would you rather have though? Because right now you can also see it on his sleeve right there. It would be his left sleeve. You can see the patch that I believe it's Guardian System does it for the Dodgers, where they put that patch on all the uniforms now, where they're selling advertisement on their uniforms. Would you rather have it on the shin guards and stuff like that they only wear when they come up to the at bat and not have it on the actual uniform?
That's better, but I mean, they're not going to tell them, okay, your son or daughter or whatever has autism. You can't do that. The backlash would be bad.
Okay.
But you shouldn't be able to sell to an advertiser. Is that what you're asking? Like sell?
Yeah.
No.
Why can't they put the Lights Out Sports podcast on their elbow pad?
They can choose to. We're not going to pay them. They can choose to.
Because we don't have any money.
Pepper. Maybe they drink 10 Dr. Peppers a day. Maybe they're like Mr. No, our friend Mr. No. He likes the Dr. Peppers.
He does.
Maybe they want to do that for free. That's different.
We're shouting out all kinds of people tonight. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now, lastly, I said that I had a solution for this, and I think that I do. And I like this solution. I'd like to get your feedback, and I'd also like to get our fans' feedback. So I will go clip. So Teoscar Hernandez is wearing these autism-inspired shin guards and stuff for his son. Both of us have said we support that, but both of us have kind of said that this is opening up a Pandora's box that we're not sure Major League Baseball wants to open up. So let me give you the solution. The solution is to do a block of time, like the NFL does with My Call is My Cleats, except do them with these pieces of their protective equipment to where just like one weekend or like every Wednesday game or something like that, they can wear them. They can even sign them and put them up for auction on a website or something like that. And I think that's the solution here. Cheese, what do you think?
I love it. That's a great idea. Or just the first week of April is this month. First week of June is, not this month, this week, this awareness. You can wear this. Just pick a week and you can wear this on your cleats, this on your gloves. Yeah, I think that's the best solution, but you can't otherwise you cannot do it. So bringing awareness to something like autism is great. I think it's good. But yeah, it can get out of hand, and I don't want advertisers at all over someone's uniform. I got the DuPont patch here. I got the Hardee's patch here. I got this, I got whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want big
Yeah.
Hardee's.
It's a good place to eat. Arby's.
You like Arby's?
I do like Arby's.
Cheese doesn't eat fast food.
Okay. Whatever.
Cheese talks in the third person now, apparently.
All right, Ricky.
Cheese likes to stay home and cook. He doesn't like fast food. He doesn't like to eat out. Occasionally Mexican. I like Mexican food.
All right, that's fine. That's
Especially
fine.
chicken.
Especially chicken. Look out.
Cheese likes
It's like
chicken.
yes. Okay. Now we're gonna do a spot here. Oh man, I don't have it ready. Hang on. I gotta do some clicking here real fast.
Mike is unprepared.
He is. While I'm getting this, sir, tell us about your site. Where can people go? All that kind of stuff, bud.
You go to YouTube and you type in Football with Cheese, CHEEZ. I cover all 32 teams on my channel. Big emphasis on the NFL draft. I got prospect rankings coming. Yeah, a little behind this year. I was trying to do stuff different, having more graphics and all of that, doing it myself. So it slowed me down a bit, but yeah, make sure you go there. And I'm going to rank every position, at least top 10, some positions like wide receiver, maybe top 20, 25. So make sure you go there, and I will react to every single team after the draft. I will do a video after the first round of the draft, react to every pick. I will do a second round mock, all of that. And once again, this Sunday, if you just joined us this Sunday,
and shame on you if you have.
Shame on you. No, it's fine. You're watching now. It's good. We are doing the Lights Out Special mock draft, our second annual, where myself and 3 other people will draft. Mike will host it, and we will do 5 minutes per pick, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you do not miss it. Can't wait. And I love comments on that. I want someone to convince me to change my mind, because pretty much every team I know who I'm probably taking right now, but maybe you can change my mind.
All right, so we're going to do a segment in each of our baseball for at least the next few weeks, and here's what it is. Batting Cleanup, brought to you by Forward Fan. Forward Fan is a site that lets fans lock in World Series or Super Bowl ticket prices right now. So instead of waiting until the matchup is set and paying like $1,500 for the game, you can get it now for a fraction of the price. And I'll give you an example. If you go to Forward Fan right now, forwardfan.com, they have Pittsburgh Pirates. If the Pittsburgh Pirates go to the World Series, instead of paying $1,500 for it, today you can pay $50. And you get to pick your team. You get to pick what game, whether it's home or away. There's all kinds of stuff you can do now with Forward Fan. Now, I do have to say this. If you do it and the Pirates don't make the playoffs, then you don't get your money back. But that's the whole point behind it. Lock your tickets in early if you have that much. If you're a great fan and you're like, you know what, I think we can make it, then go ahead and go to forwardfan.com right now and lock in those ticket prices. What you can do is we have got a spot for you to be able to go to. I'll put it up here after the show. We'll put it on our X account. They have a place where you can go and you can sign up for a $100 card to where you can use that card at fanforward.com. You'll have a $100 credit at fanforward.com. It's an interesting concept, Cheese. What do you think about the concept? I know you didn't know anything about this. I kind of sprung this on you. I did this. I've been working on it for a little bit, but did this kind of last minute, a few hours before the podcast. So I like this concept. What do you think about the the Forward Fan concept?
If you believe in your team, if you think your team, we're going to the World Series, no matter what, we're going to the World Series, then this is the deal for you. Why not? You believe in your team. Show us you believe in your team. Forward Fan. What a bargain. If your team does make it, it's a huge bargain. So show us you believe in your team and go to Forward Fan.
All right. That is fantastic. That's our new sponsor, forwardfan.com. We can't wait to put that up. It'll be on our X account at All Gloves Off SM right after the show, along with Cheese's breakdown of Jeremiah Love, where you can basically find no flaws with him, just a couple minor things. But tune in and find out what he says exactly about Jeremiah Love. All right, buddy. So we have gone through the football. We have gone through the baseball. We are now ready to do this hitting cleanup brought to you by Forward Fan. Sir, it's somebody's birthday today who played for both the Cubs and the Braves. Tell us who that person is, since you probably know them better than I do.
I don't know. Have any of you guys heard of Greg Maddux? Greg Maddux. Did he pitch? Was he okay? Was he decent?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Greg Maddox's birthday. He was when I was a little kid, he was the pitcher of the Braves. I always, if he was pitching, I would make sure if I was playing with my friends outside, oh, he's pitching that Sunday day game. I have to go and watch him. Like, cause I remember the year he had a 1.54, 1.56 ERA. Like, you just, Maddox is pitching, go. I went to many Braves games growing up, and if Maddox was pitching, I want to go to the game. Like, I think I've been to, 8 to 10 Braves games. I think half of them he pitched. He was the starting pitcher because that's the game you want to go to. So, yeah, very, very great memories of Greg Maddox as a kid.
Yes. Now let me throw this out there again. This is brought to us by Forward Fan. So if you go to forwardfan.com/all gloves off giveaway. So it's all -gloves -off -giveaway. I know it's a lot. Let me do it for you again. Forwardfan.com. Do the / and then it's all gloves off giveaway, and it has dashes in between each one of those words. So if you go there, you can sign up right now and be able to be in the drawing for that $100 Forward Fan credit. Yes, here. So how do you know how old Greg Maddux is, Cheese?
Oh man. He's got to be late 50s.
He is 60 years old today.
60. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then he is doing, if you go to his X account, I was trying to pull it up here real fast. I've got a couple other things that I had pulled up that I was going to get to here in just a second. Excuse me. I'll get it to you here in just a minute, but he is matching, I think it's autism, up to $60,000. So if you go to his X account right now, click on the link that he has there at the very top. It's pinned to the top of his X account, and you donate to that charity. He will match it up to $60,000 because he is 60 years old today. So if that's something that you want to do, please go ahead and do it. You will not be sad that you did so, I am sure. So Greg Maddux is 60 years old, and he's doing, in typical Greg Maddux fashion, he's doing something for somebody else with his 60th birthday. The second thing we're going to look at in hitting cleanup today, brought to you by Forward Fan, the Brewers are 8-7. They're third place in the National League Central, at least before games started today. They may have lost and dropped down or something like that, but at least as of yesterday, they were third place in the National League Central. Cheese, how many games have they played against teams over 500 so far in Major League Baseball?
Are you asking me to guess?
Well, you should know the answer because I threw this question at you already. You can just tell us how many games, sir?
Oh, am I supposed to read the notes? Okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to read the notes.
Well, I know they started with the White Sox and won all three, and their fans online were like, we had scored 29 runs in 3 games. We're amazing. It's like you played the White Sox. They're like a AAA team. I don't think they played a single team that has a winning record. Or am I incorrect?
No, you are not incorrect. They have played 15 games because they're 8-7. My math is carry the one. Yes, 15 games. Third place in the National League Central, and played 0 games against a team over 500 so far in MLB.
And they're in extra innings against the Blue Jays right now, 6-6 in the 10th.
And the Blue Jays are not above 500 either. So.
No. Vladimir Guerrero just doubled 7-6. He's on my fantasy team, Mike.
Well, that's good because you traded away one guy who's killing it right at the moment.
It was the biggest trade like ever in our league. Like I traded Aaron Judge in the trade, but got Bobby Witt and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. back. Buxton was also going to him, but I got Bobby Witt and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That was the big for me. It was like 3-for-3 swap. But anyway, yes, Blue Jays take the lead. Go Blue Jays. Our friends in Toronto. Fries is probably not watching, but he's a big Blue Jay fan. My friend Fries. We all have food nicknames apparently.
I guess. Well, yeah, it's Cheese and Fries, and you got Nacho and Libre and everybody else probably.
Great movie. Love Nacho Libre. Great movie.
Oh, yes. So our third thing in hitting cleanup, brought to you by Forward Fan, the San Francisco Giants have an overall record of 6-10. But Cheese, they're 4-10 against teams with an above 500 record.
4 and
What do
10.
you make of that?
They're 4 and 10.
I'm sorry, they're 4-2. Okay, I had to
I
mess
mean,
up at least one thing.
okay, so 6 and 10, but 4 and 2 against good teams. Yeah, I mean, it's early. Sometimes it's circumstantial. I think the Giants are going to be better than this. They've gone off to a really bad start. But that's a weird stat. So they're 2 and 8 against teams with below 500. That's not good, but I think they'll be fine. The Giants are one of those teams I didn't pick to make the playoffs, but I also didn't think they'd be bad. So I think they'll be fine. Hey, William, what's up?
Yeah, we were running late too, William. So it must be a thing for the day.
No, hey, you're forgiven, man. Hey, William, make sure you come out to our draft. I'm pretty sure he's a Steelers fan. William, correct if I'm wrong. Make sure you come out this Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific for our mock draft show. It's so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah. You give me just a minute, and we'll do the fourth and final person who is going to be on this list for our special draftees, besides Chiefs, of course.
And William, if you are a Steelers fan, I think he is. Yeah, he is. I picked for the Steelers this year. I have their pick. I have the AFC North. So, yeah, let me know. You can message me on my channel, too, because he's a regular on my channel. Love it. You can message me. Let me know who you really, really want me to draft. Because I think the Steelers could go a number of ways.
So, William, here's my question for you. We are going to do our lights out list here in just a moment of the teams who should go back in the draft, who should trade down in the draft. Mm-hmm. Do you think the Steelers are one of those teams? And is the pick that the Steelers have worth enough to somebody for them to actually be able to trade back? We'll talk about that here in just a few moments. So, yes, and William, put it up there, buddy. We know you're a frequent chatter, I guess, is what we're going to call you, because you're on the chat and you do this a lot. So we appreciate that. We appreciate Med as well. He's been on the chat a lot tonight. So the two of you are making this really good for us. And, of course, it gives us another thumbs up. Thank you very much, buddy. Last one here on our new segment, which is Hitting Cleanup. It's brought to you by Forward Fan here in our MLB segment. I promised you, Cheese, a stat on Bobby Witt Jr. earlier in the show, and here it is. As of Sunday, Royals shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. has reached base 30 times.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, that's good.
Very good. Very good. He's a great player. Great defensive player.
But he's been stranded 29 of those 30 times.
You know, you sent the notes, and I thought this was a mistype. I thought you mistyped. I didn't. I think this is possible. So I had to look it up, and you are correct.
Yeah, it's crazy. He has been left on base 29 of the 30 times he's gotten on base.
That's almost impossible. So he has not homered yet. He'll hit homers.
Oh, he will.
But that's next to impossible. Somehow a ball falls there. There's an error. There's a wild pitch. Like everyone scores. Eventually, he's going to score a run. So 1 out of every 30 times he scores. Like, what is going on with the Royals? Like, are they not hitting anybody in? Like, this is impossible. He hits, what does he hit? Second lineup, I believe. Who is hitting cleanup for them? Like, who's not hitting these runs at 9-6? Toronto, the Milwaukee Brewers have lost 5, about to lose 6 straight. They're about to be 8-8 after their tremendous start. Hilarious, because I don't like the Brewers.
Yes, and again, they've not played a single game against a team with a 500 or above record, and they're 8-8.
The Royals scored 1 run today.
They have an offensive problem.
Big time. Witt did not score. He reached base once, so 30 of 31.
Yes.
Well, your number 4 hitter, number 5, Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, 159 average, 143. That's a problem. If your number 4 and 5 guys are hitting 1 something, they're not driving in runs, and those are the RBI guys, the 4 and 5 guys. That's who gets the big RBIs. So yeah, that's a huge problem. Even though Garcia and Witt are doing fine at 1 and 2, it doesn't matter if your 4 and 5 guys can't hit them in.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, buddy. So let's talk about our last guy here, Clint Goss, Goss. He is an NFL writer with past credentials at the Sporting News, Sports Illustrated, and he is the current on air co host of the Falcons Fade radio show at 99.1. Hang on, let me do it like a DJ. WGJY. And he is the lead draft analyst for Stadium Rant. You can find him at Mercedes-Benz Stadium almost every Sunday covering those Atlanta Falcons. And you can also follow Clint actively. He is very active. We follow each other on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and YouTube. His Twitter handle is at NFL Draft Dome. So at NFL Draft and then DOME. Can't wait to have him on the show. He is the guy who is the first time guy because we did not have him last year. So can't wait to bring him on with us on our special this coming Sunday as I'll be hosting Cheese and Wayne and Med and Clint will all be doing their picks. They each get two divisions. Cheese will have the AFC North and the NFC West. We'll talk about that in just a second. Wayne's got the AFC and NFC East. Med has the NFC North and AFC West. And Clint has AFC and NFC South. There we go. All of our guys, go follow them, and can't wait for us all to be together on Sunday doing this big-time draft analyst special when we do our mock draft. What time again, Cheese?
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Did I miss William's comment? Did you put it up there?
No, I haven't put it up there yet. I'll do it here in just a second as soon as we're done with this.
8 Eastern, Sunday, April 17th, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We're doing it on a Sunday night. Just make it easier for everyone else. We're doing an hour earlier because I know some people on the East Coast go to bed. William's comment. Yeah, we can respond to that. But
yes, of course.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we pick two divisions each, 5 minutes per pick. And in between, what Mike does, and this was such a great idea last time, is the person picking goes off screen. They're on the clock. We take them off screen, and the other people either analyze the last pick. So we break down the picks too. We don't just pick. We break down the previous picks. Whoever picked, whatever, pick for the Saints, pick for the Chiefs, whoever, and we break them down and we analyze them too. So we don't just. It's not just a mock draft. This is who we're taking. We are draft analysts, so we break down each pick.
It's going to be a lot of fun. But I've got to get you AFC North, NFC West.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow you got the two divisions that have my two teams in them.
Yes.
How'd that happen?
Well, I requested the AFC North, but AFC North is it's that division. Like who doesn't want to pick the AFC North? Like it's just one of the every year, doesn't matter how good a team is. It's just one of the most fun divisions. But yeah, NFC West. I'm excited because you have 3 playoff teams and you have the Arizona Cardinals. I have the 3rd pick in the draft. Fun pick. So let's see if Mike bribes me to try to make sure I don't pick someone bad for him.
Yeah,
because of course this counts.
Know.
Whoever I pick will influence the draft.
Okay, I'm gonna save our buddy's pick because there's a certain spot where I wanna put his comment in, Cheese. So okay. I know you can see it, and we'll get to it. I swear. Give me a couple minutes. We'll put it in a certain spot here. We're now going to do our top 10. It's going to be a little different today. Top 10 teams who should trade down in the 2026 NFL Draft. We'll start from 10 to 1 and give you our reasons behind why we think that team should trade down in the NFL Draft. I've neglected to mention something that I have to do here real quick. Greg Maddox's birthday was today, but it's also someone else's birthday, friend of the show, Mr. First Down. Happy birthday to you, buddy. I saw where it's your birthday today as well.
Mr. First Down. Okay, cool.
All right. Cheese, you want to go first or you want me to go first here on this lights out list? Our top 10 teams who should trade down in the 2026 NFL Draft.
Go ahead.
All right. I will. Thank you very much for giving me permission, sir. My
Mhm.
number 10 team is the Dallas Cowboys. And before
Okay.
everybody starts going, what? They're trying to trade up. Exactly. And what I'm saying to you is if they can't trade up, why not combine those first 2 round picks and then get a higher pick in next year's draft where they won't have this conundrum to where they're trying to get higher and higher and higher. So, number 10 for me, I think it makes at least a little bit of sense. The Dallas Cowboys at number 10.
I get it. I did not have them on my list because they do have 2 first rounders. So my number 10, maybe a little surprise. I had the LA Rams. They picked 13th. They had 2 first round picks this year. Their pick they traded to the Chiefs for Trent McDuffie. They have the Falcons pick from a draft trade last year. But Matthew Stafford's getting up in age. He might not play forever. Next year is supposed to be a great quarterback class. So why not move down, especially if the player they really want is not available. Move down from 13, get a pick next year. You might need to move up because they're going to be very good. They're one of the best teams in the NFL. So why not move up, maybe get a pick next year because you might need to move up for a quarterback. So I'll say LA Rams at 10.
Okay. And to be honest, I struggled with either the Rams or the Cowboys at 10. I decided to go with the Cowboys instead of the Rams. So they're not on my list, but I did really sit and think about them when I was doing this list. So Dallas was number 10 for me. Number 9, my Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
They need defensive help. And this draft has a ton of it. Just ask Cheese, he'll tell you. Let's say they trade with Kansas City. And now Kansas City all of a sudden has picks 9 and 10. And then Cincinnati gets picks 29 and 40 from them. Just saying, throwing that out there. If you do that, Cincinnati, you can get a bunch of defensive help, which is exactly what you need. Instead of going after one big playmaker at 10, go after 3 or 4 good playmakers that can really make a difference in your defense. Cheese, who's your number 9?
So I'll say this. That trade would favor. I want a 4th rounder as well. I would take 29-40, but I need, let's see. I want pick. It's pretty close, but do the Chiefs even have a 4th round pick?
I don't think so. I was doing other stuff.
Okay, maybe a 3rd rounder next year. I would need 29-40, but I would also need a 3rd rounder next year or a 4th rounder this year. I think that trade does favor the Chiefs to move up from all the way from 29 to 10, dropping off to 19. That's pretty significant, but I would have no trouble doing it if they got, say, like a 3rd rounder next year too.
Kansas City does have a 4th round pick, by the way. It is pick number 109 in the 4th round.
109, yes. Okay, that's perfect. So I would take 29-40 and 109. I would take that, but I wouldn't just do 29-40. But that's really interesting. There's always one team that tries to move up, maybe multiple move up. The Rams last year tried to move up to either Teteru McMillan or Cortland Sutton or Cortland. What's his name? Tight end for the Bears. Colston Loveland, Cortland Sutton, wide receiver.
I thought it was Loveland, but you were saying
I was like, wait, no, Colston. Half the reports say it was McMillan, half say it was Colston Loveland. So who knows? I thought it might have been Loveland, but the Rams tried. And there's a video out there of the Panthers from their aspect on the trade, and they wanted Teteru McMillan, and they would only take it if they got blown away. And they made the Rams an offer that would have been very favorable to him, and the Rams turned it down. So instead, the Rams traded out, and that's why they have the 13th pick still. Okay. My number 9 is Tennessee Titans. The good news with the Titans is they probably have their future quarterback. You never know, but they have their franchise quarterback, or they'd be higher on this list, but they still need a lot. They're picking for, it's going to be a really tough pick to trade. I don't think anyone really wants the 4th pick, so I don't think they'll trade, but they still need a lot, especially on defense. So yeah, Tennessee Titans 9.
Okay, so we will talk about the Tennessee Titans on my list, but it will be a little bit higher. So we'll talk about them, as you like to say, later.
Okay.
Sorry, I got the coughing thing going on again. I
Okay.
wanted to make sure I didn't do that in the microphone this time. So bad podcasting, bad,
It's your
bad
go-to.
podcasting.
It's your go-to.
Dallas, Cincinnati, my number 8. The New York Jets, especially if they can trade with Dallas. It seems like Dallas likes multiple players in this top 10. And I think because of that, you can get Dallas to overpay for that number 2 pick. And hey, if the Jets can do that, it's not like they don't have a whole bunch of holes on that team. So I like the Jets trading down with the Dallas Cowboys or someone similar to them. And then I think that would be great for the Jets overall. So the Jets are my number 8 team that should trade down in the 2026 NFL draft.
As soon as you said Jets, your dog started barking. He does not like the Jets.
He
He's like,
does
no.
not.
He does not. It's like, no. So I didn't include the Jets on this list because I think they have, okay, so they have 4 of the first 44 picks in this draft, 2 first rounders. They picked 2 and 16. They also have 3 first rounders next year. And I think they have 2 seconds. So they are
you saying
loaded
they have
with
enough draft capital, sir?
I think they would move down, but they don't necessarily need to. And if I'm them, I'm just taking Arvell Reese. I've just taken him at 2, and then at 16, whatever if there's a guard or wide receiver, that's what I'm doing. Those are huge needs for them. But yeah, I think for the right trade, they would move back. Let's see. My number 8 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So their quarterback situation. It's Aaron Rodgers or here we go. Steelers have to find a quarterback. Yeah, they do. And I get it, William, but they were in that situation 3 years ago and they just, okay, we'll just take Kenny Pickett and hope he works out. It was a terrible pick. I had a 4th round grade on him. Thought he'd be a decent backup. You can't reach for a quarterback at 21. There's no quarterback worth that spot. There's no quarterback worth the spot in the 2nd round. But maybe trade back. Maybe some team wants to get ahead of the Eagles or Chargers for an offensive lineman because the Eagles and Chargers are probably looking at offensive line. So maybe somebody wants to get up at 21. And yeah, it was just one of those picks where like Pickett's like, let's just hope he works out. Local kid, like we really need a quarterback. Let's just hope his arm strength is an issue. Let's hope his small hands aren't an issue. Let's hope he just gets better. And he just didn't. So I think the Steelers probably will sit there. But they have 2 huge holes, in my opinion. And that's a weapon on offense that can get yards after catch and a left tackle. So not a great left tackle draft, but if they don't move down, they could address one of those 2 spots.
Okay, I'm going to stick with you and with William. Dallas, Cincinnati, Jets. My 7 is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
And here is what I put on my notes. Bundle multiple picks and get a high draft pick next year where you can get your quarterback of the future. Because I'm with both of you. You are irrelevant. How many times have you seen it? You've said it tons of times on this show. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance of making the playoffs. So they need to go get one. We have no idea what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, and I don't even know if they do get Aaron Rodgers, if they're going to do anything. Now, they do have Howard, who they picked up last year in the draft, but I mean, as much as I want to say my Ohio State guy is going to be great, I don't have a lot of faith in that. So
you don't believe in Mason
Howard
Rudolph? You don't believe in Mason Rudolph?
Who?
Mason Rudolph.
Is he the red-nosed reindeer? Or
he was their backup quarterback last year. He's still their quarterback on the roster, Mason Rudolph.
And then
apparently
of course,
not.
William.
No, I read a report that they were hoping to hear by mid-February with Rodgers, and they haven't heard anything. And now they're hoping to hear by the draft, and they're not expected to. If Rodgers retires, they're totally screwed. Like, they're going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, don't reach for Kenny Pickett. Made absolutely no sense. Most people were mocking Malik Willis there. And even though that would have been a bad pick, that would have made more sense because he at least has 1st round tools. talent. Kenny Pickett never had the arm. He never had the accuracy. He just didn't like. He did the most what he could in college with the tools he had. He was 24 years old. He played like 5 years and improved each year, but he was always like a backup, and they were just hoping maybe. And in 17 starts, he threw more than one touchdown one time in his career. Terrible. That's just like, I mean, there are bad quarterbacks that, do more than that. It was just a bad pick. And I think Pittsburgh, since Big Ben, it's been, let's just hang on there and hope we find like this quarterback is decent. Like they really either should, I don't know. Maybe a couple years ago, they probably should have just roll with a terrible quarterback and stink for a few years, but they didn't want to. It's the Steelers. We are always good. So they didn't want to.
We're always 500. That's what the Steelers are.
That's what's become. They make the playoffs every year. Just,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the Steelers, since both of us picked them at this point, the Steelers have the 21st overall pick. Is that even tempting for anybody to come up to the 21st pick and try to get it?
It depends. I don't know how the draft's going to fall. I don't know. Honestly, I think they picked that last year. Probably not. Probably not a sexy pick, but you never know. Someone could fall there at a position that the Steelers do not need, and they get this great offer. So you never know. And, I read draft stories. I read a lot of Packer stuff, and there are times where the Packers really want to move out. Years past when Ted Thompson's GM. And there was a guy, his name is Andrew Brandt, used to work for the Packers. He was their salary cap guy. He said, there are times where 8 or 9 teams call us. We usually don't make a trade because they don't offer enough. And there are times where no one calls us. The other 31 teams, no one. No one wants to move up. And that might be, who knows? We don't know. But so it just depends if someone falls there.
So they've got 21 in the first round, 53 is their pick in the second round. If they package those two picks together, can they get a top 10 next year?
What do you mean package them together?
If they give somebody both those picks, the 53rd and the 21st.
No, well, they wouldn't give up both those picks. So what would happen was they would move back somewhere in the second round, and the team would give up their first rounder next year. So, for example, when the Rams, they had the okay, let me look up. Rams, they were picking in the 20s, and they moved back into the middle of the second round.
But you really think just those two picks are going to get them a really good pick next year?
So here's the trade. So the Falcons really wanted James Pierce Jr., who's, may never play football again because he gets arrested. But the Falcons really wanted James Pierce Jr. The Rams picked 26. They moved back to 46, got a 7th rounder and a 1st rounder next year. So the Steelers would probably, what they would do is move back into the late 30s to mid 40s and request a first next year and maybe another late round pick. So, for example, maybe the Texans, even though they have 28, they have 38. They have Washington's pick. Maybe there's a player they love at 21, and they say you can have our first rounder next year. Even though the Texans probably going to make the playoffs, we'll see. Depends on C.J. Stroud. I could see the Steelers making that move if there's no one they absolutely love on the board. And like I said, there are teams. What they do is they work out. Every team in the first round talks to teams throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what would the compensation be to move up? Oh, you have the 21st pick. I have 26, or I have 30. What are you looking at? And they already kind of have a blueprint. It's not finalized, but you kind of know what they're thinking. And there might be a team that talks to 5 or 6 teams. Oh yeah, I definitely want to move out. Oh, and they decide, okay, we'll take one of these two for sure. And then someone they don't expect, maybe the 8th best player on your board is there at 21. Then you just take them. Sorry, and your phone's ringing like crazy. Yeah, not gonna do it. There's nothing you could offer me. Click. So it really just depends how the board falls. And every year there's someone that falls longer than no one expects. Like for whatever, not just because of injury, not just because of character, just for whatever reason, other teams reach for need or whatever, someone slips through the cracks. And it's just like, holy crap, we have to make this pick. We have to take this guy.
Yeah, I think this is a really interesting part of it too. And this was, this is why I can't wait to do this draft thing on Sunday. So, between you and Wayne and Med and Clint, you guys are going to be great as far as picking those divisions. And I'm just going to sit back and watch. And I'm going to for the rest of this week, I'm concentrating on this draft, and I'm doing a bunch of notes. And we're gonna do some really neat stuff, I think, here as everything kind of shakes out. So I gave you
Well,
my
real quick.
picks.
Well, real
Yeah,
quick. I got a great example from last year.
sure, go ahead.
The Super Bowl champion Seahawks didn't really need a safety, but Nick Emenworry, expected to be a top 20 pick on some people's boards, fell to the 35th pick. Actually, they moved up. They moved up to the early second round to take him. He was terrific this season as a rookie, very instrumental, very good in the playoffs. He fell, and the Seahawks moved up to get him. Like some guys, I don't know why he fell. It still makes no sense, but sometimes guys just fall through the cracks. So the Super Bowl champion Seahawks saw that, and they got him. And yeah, they won it all.
All right, so I gave you Dallas, Cincinnati, the Jets, the Steelers at 7. Cheese, who is your 7 team that needs to trade down in the upcoming 2026 NFL draft?
This team needs a lot. I would have had them higher, but they at least think they have their franchise quarterback. That's the New York Giants. They need a lot. Their defense was a mess last year. They need some interior offensive linemen. They need another receiver. So yeah, New York Giants, they need a lot. So I could see them trading down. I think it's going to be tough from 5, but that the rumor is they're not even hiding it. Like, call us. We want to move down. So yeah, if they needed a quarterback, I would probably have them higher on this list, but number 7 Giants.
Yeah, I'm with you here, except they're my number 6. So New York Giants for me, number 6. I said deep receiver class, deep defensive line class, deep corner class. So trade down, get several of those picks, and get 2 or 3 of those guys, because that's what they need: receiver, defensive line, and corner. So I would say
Off-ball
get out of that.
linebacker. They need off-ball linebacker too. Yeah.
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 Well, that's the off-ball linebacker is probably going to go away if they go down. I would suspect, but I mean,
Oh
you know
yeah,
more
yeah,
about the draft than I do.
yeah. But they could. They are in this. They could draft Sonny Styles. I mean, I would actually love that for them. I'd
No,
love
he's
that.
he's not getting past Arizona at 3. Daggone you! Stop that.
He might not get past the Titans at 4 if he falls that far. Who knows?
Mhm.
He's a tough one to predict. There are people that have him 2. There are people that have him 12. You look at Mox. He's somewhere between 2 and 12, but and everything in between.
It's because of the position, though, right? Not the talent; it's the
right.
position.
It's the position. Yes. There's some people think that Jets may take him, and there's some people think he'll follow the Cowboys. No way Jerry Jones passes on him. There's no way.
All right. So you know what my number 6 is. What's your number 6, Cheese?
My number 6 is, it'd be helpful if I pull my list up. Here we go. Is the New Orleans Saints. Once again, Tyler Shuck. At least they think they have their quarterback. We'll see. I would have them higher. They need a lot. They need a lot, so they need to move back. They're at 8. 8? I don't know. That's a tricky spot. I feel like, yeah, they can move out because there's like 10, 11 guys, but there's some people think there's 4 or 5 top 15 type talents, and then everyone else is more like a late first round. Like, it's just not a strong top 15. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to move out, but yeah, the Saints, they need a lot. So yeah, Saints is a number 6.
All right. More on the Saints later in my draft here, but giving you my number 5 pick, we're going to get into these top 5. Mr. First Down, I go with the Tennessee Titans. I know that the temptation is to get Love or Lemon here, but trade down. And I heard you say it earlier on one of your shows that you do over on your channel. Get a great young offensive line with several picks and have them for the next like 4, 5, depending on if you pick up the options and stuff like that, years. Don't pay them a ton, and then go get your running back a year or 2 away from now.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my Jeremiah Love breakdown. A lot of people are mocking him, the Titans and Giants, and it's like they don't have good run blocking offensive lines. We saw what happened with the Raiders last year. It was a disaster. Ashton Gianti is such a talent. I still think he's going to be amazing, but they did not have the offensive line to block for him. So it looks like a bad pick right now. So I just feel like you need to improve the offensive line. It's just not a great run block Titans. It's not a great run blocking offensive line. And yeah, our friend Mr. First Down would, I'm sure he would agree with us. Okay.
Who's
So-
your
so
five,
far-
sir?
Huh?
Who's your five?
Number 10, Rams. Number 9, Titans. Number 8, Steelers. 7, Giants. 6, Saints. Number 5, I got the Buffalo Bills. So they traded their second round pick for DJ Moore. So they do not have it. And the Bills, they have a ton of needs because Brandon Beane's such a terrible GM. Their draft last year was defense, and more defense. It looked great. Their first, 4 picks all liked, pretty good values. And they didn't get much out of that class at all. And they have a hole in the offensive line. They need another receiver still. They have lots of needs on defense. So I'd like to see the Bills without a second round pick move down. In fact, my mock draft Monday, where I did 8 realistic trades, make sure you check it out at Football with Cheese on my YouTube channel. I had them moving down twice, actually, in that draft, including moving out of the first round. So yeah, the Bills, even though they make the playoffs every year, even though they have Josh Allen, they need a lot.
All right. Well, the Bills will be picked by Wayne because he's got the AFC and NFC East. So he'll have that task for the Bills there in that first round once we do our show this coming Sunday. So Dallas, Cincinnati, Jets, Steelers, Giants, Titans. Number 4, I forgot I was writing this in reverse, or we were going to do it in reverse. My notes say for both reasons above, which is other teams that I've got above them. So the Browns basically, they need everything. Why would you? I mean, even if Carnell Tate is there at number 4, which is the guy, I guess, that if
Number
I'm
6.
the Browns.
Number 6, yeah.
Do they pick at 6?
They pick 6. Titans pick at 4.
You're correct. I apologize. They're my 4th team, but yes, you're right. They pick at number 6. The Titans pick at 4. Cleveland picks at 6. Thank you for correcting me. They still need everything. And if Carnell Tate is there, I think that temptation is going to be to get the Ohio State receiver. But I think you need to trade down and get multiple picks because you just have so many holes. I don't know if Carnell Tate gets you 2 more wins in a season. So trade down, get yourself some more players, and try to get some more wins this upcoming season. Cheese, who's your 4th team?
My 4th team. Oh, more, by the way, Browns, more on them later.
Okay.
My number 4 team is the Arizona Cardinals. Your Arizona Cardinals. 3rd pick, like I said with the Titans, probably a tough pick to trade. I just don't know. The only player I think someone might go up to get is Arvell Reese. But then at the same time, wouldn't you just draft Arvell Reese? Because they could really use defensive playmaker Arizona. But yeah, I'd love to see them. And did you watch the mock draft Monday, the video? Arizona.
Yes.
I had them moving down to 12, moving back up to 6.
You did the Monty Ossenfort thing. Yes.
Yes, it was fun to do. I was like, this is perfect. And I had moving up with the Browns, who you just had moving back. I think that everyone pretty much between 2 and 7 probably wants to move back and get more picks. And for 2 reasons. One, next year's draft is better. You can get a future pick. And another reason is the 3rd and 4th rounds should be really good in this draft. It doesn't have a lot of good first round picks. It's weak at the top. It's a decent second round, but there might be 50 or 60 third round talents. There might be 50 or 60 4th round talents. Like, you're going to get someone in the 4th round that's a 3rd round talent. There's a lot of solid starters in this draft. Okay. There's a lot of, there are some drafts, by the time it's pick 74, you have backups. And you're going to find starters in the 4th round in this draft. So that's why they want to move back. So yeah, Arizona is number 4.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to spring this on you.
Yeah.
Next week, because we'll be doing this on Tuesday, right before the Thursday draft. What if we do our top 10 picks of players that are not going to go in the 1st round, but will still make a difference to some team that picks them up?
I could do it right now if you want. I got it all here.
No, let's save it. Let's save it. We'll do it next week.
Okay.
I'm
gonna have a lot of receivers and corners on that because receiver and corner is so deep. So maybe
I think a
guard.
lot of our fans will be watching the draft and they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm not real sure who that guy is. But we, especially you, can teach them who those guys are. And when their teams pick them in the second or third or fourth round, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. That guy Cheese talked about him on the Lights Out Sports podcast. I remember that. So we'll look at those next week. We'll do top 10 players who are not going to go in the first round, but can still make a difference on the team that picks them up.
So you're saying that a lot of people watching don't know who Kalen Rutledge is, guard from Georgia Tech.
Sir, I'm on the show, and I don't know who that guy is.
I'm going to release a video tomorrow talking about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll look
It's
forward
my
to that
rankings
as well.
list. It's my rankings list. So, okay. Let's see.
So we're at 4. Did you give us your 4?
Yeah, my 4 is Arizona. One more point about the Cardinals.
Mhm.
They need a quarterback. So if someone offers them a first next year, in that video, my mock draft money on my channel, I had them getting Green Bay's first round pick next year and a trade with Dallas because they have the first round pick for the Packers in the Micah Parsons trade. So Arizona, they need a quarterback. So next year should be a great quarterback class.
Right. Okay. So for me, Dallas, Cincinnati, Jets, Steelers, Giants, Titans, Browns. The number 3 is a team that doesn't have a pick in the top 10. It's 11, and I'm not real sure what they can get for it necessarily because it's not in the top 10. You know, we've already talked about this. Top 10 players are pretty good. You get down to 11 to 15. Maybe if you've got one that you really need that spot for, like that's your weakness and this guy is there still, then maybe you trade up for that. So I don't know what the Miami Dolphins can get. But again, their team's terrible and they need everything. So they should simply just get the most picks possible. So if you can trade out of that 11 and get more second or third round picks, I think they should do it.
Oh, you're right. They need absolutely everything. More on them later. I completely agree with you, and that's why I have them even higher. My number 3, you already talked about Cleveland Browns, another team. Andrew Berry's just such a bad GM. It's a bad roster. He's never really had a good draft until this past year, and it wasn't a great draft, and I guess he gets knocked a little for taking a quarterback around 3 and 5 that both weren't very good. But I mean, I guess it's quarterback worth a shot, but he got some good running backs. He got a good tight end. Carson Schwarzenegger, rookie of the year. Mason Graham, 5th overall. So he finally had a good draft. Maybe he can build on that. But the Browns need so much. They're going to be terrible again next year. Their quarterback room is complete garbage. They need a left tackle. They need 2 or 3 wide receivers. They need corner help. They need a off-ball linebacker. They need an edge rusher opposite Myles Garrett. Should I keep going?
No, you don't need to, sir. I think you've made your point.
Okay. Number 3, Cleveland Browns.
All right, buddy. So my number 3 was the Dolphins. My number 2, when you have a quarterback that his name is what you do to corn, you probably don't want that quarterback. And he's not very good.
You hate him.
I do.
You knocked him the other day. You hate him. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what
Yes.
you're picking.
You know, for those of you who have ever, picked corn from a garden like I used to as a kid all the time, then you had to bring it into the house and you had to, put it over top of the trash can and pull everything apart. That's called shucking the corn. So when you got a Tyler Shuck, you should probably trade down in the draft and try to get another quarterback next year, which you have already said it's a quarterback-rich draft, or so we think it's going to be. We kind of thought this year was going to be one too, but the guy from North Carolina fell off, and what was the other one? Clemson, Stanford,
South Carolina, Lenore Sellers, Arch Manning came back. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All these
Drew
guys kind of
Aller
fell
and
off.
Drew Aller and Nussmeier were all really disappointing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Carson Beck was disaster in the clutch. Yeah, it ended up being a terrible quarterback class. And what if Mendoza doesn't have a breakout year? What if he doesn't? What if, it would have been one of the worst. It would have been like the Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis here.
Oh man, you don't like Kenny Pickett very well, do you? I mean,
He's not very good. I loved him fine. I had a 4th round grade on him. If he took him in the 4th round, I would have said, good pick. He can be a good backup. I feel bad for him that he was taken in the first round. And so he'll always look like a player that sucks because it matters where you're drafted. It matters. The difference between being drafted in the first round versus like the third or fourth, you can be league average. You can be okay player. And people are like, okay, decent pick. If you're drafted in the first round, you better be great. You better be very good because that's what teams expect. So when the Patriots take Cole Strange, guard, UT Chattanooga in the first round, when everyone had him as a fourth or fifth round prospect, and he is just league average. That's what he is. He might be slightly below league average. He's on the Chargers. He will go down as one of the worst first round picks ever. Maybe the worst first round pick Bill Belichick's ever had. And I feel bad for him. He should never have been picked there. Bill Belichick made the dumbest pick. And so it matters where you're drafted.
His girlfriend told him to do it. So
did she get out of biology, freshman year biology first?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right.
He probably helped her with that in exchange for making the picks. So there's my second round or second pick of teams that should trade down in the 2026 NFL draft. The New Orleans Saints. Cheese, give us two and go ahead and give us your one all at the same time, buddy. Let's go.
Can't believe you said that.
Can't believe I said what?
The biology joke.
Well,
she's young. She's like 25. Okay. So my number two, I don't think you mentioned them. There's a team that's picking the top 10 that doesn't have a second round pick and doesn't have a fourth round pick. Laramie Tunsil pick was the second round goes to the Texans, and that's Washington Commanders. I don't know if they will move down if somebody falls to them, one of those top 5 guys, but they need more picks. They went from the NFC title game. They just got hot. They weren't one of the best 4 teams, but they have some holes. They need to move back. Their defense isn't very good. They really need another weapon on offense. They could use a running back. Maybe they draft Jeremiah Love, but I think Washington should absolutely try to move back if they can.
That's why I didn't put Washington in this top 10 of mine. I think they need another offensive guy, and I think they're either going to take Carnell Tate if they want a receiver, or they're going to take Jeremiah Love. They're just going to stay right there and pick one of those two. So that's why I didn't have them going down.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I was actually talking to a friend about this. What if Carnell Tate goes 5th to the Giants and Jeremiah Love goes 4th to the Titans, and neither one is there? Then what do you do if you're Washington? Is there who you taking?
Yeah.
I mean, Ruben Bain. I mean, you don't know what's going on with him. So they might not be in a good. That's the situation we're in. Like some people think there's 4 or 5 guys and it's a huge drop off.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be stuck. So, yeah.
I think there's 4 or 5 guys in the offensive side of the ball, and then there's a huge drop off because I'm not sure if you pick Tyson there. I don't think you do. I don't think you pick Concepcion there as far as the receiver goes. And there's not really even another running back that you would put there.
There's not another running back I'd put there till the 3rd round, probably.
Right. So yeah, I understand your point. You could be that. They could be that way. Go ahead and give us your number one, sir.
That's why I wanted to trade down. Washington has 4 or 5 huge needs, and they were exposed last year. They overachieved 2024. They underachieved last year. They're somewhere in between, but their weaknesses got exposed. And so I'd like to see them trade down because they don't have a second round pick. But they're not complaining. They got Laramie Tunsil. Okay.
Right.
And my number one, you already mentioned them, is the Miami Dolphins. There's no team that has just needs more. They need everything. You said it perfectly. They need everything. They need, I'm not even going to list it. They need absolutely everything. Even Malik Willis at quarterback is an unknown. There's not one position group where you can say they really don't need that. They can't draft it. There's not one position they could not draft in this draft. And I know they have 4 third-round picks. Doesn't matter. 2 first-rounders, 1 second, 4 thirds. They need so much. They need to get 15 or 16 picks in this draft, 15 or 16 next year, and then maybe they can get back into it. And the only reason they're not picking higher is because I think Mike McDaniel, it's just a great job. He built that offense around Devin Achane, who is the best player on that team. Yeah. And he built it around there, and we're going to run the ball. And he won some games he shouldn't have because of that. He's a great coach. So, yeah, Miami Dolphins, get all the picks you could possibly do. Your roster is terrible. And they traded Jalen Waddle and released Tyreek Hill.
Right. So my number one is one of the teams that I'm a big fan of. They've got to get a quarterback. Um, the Arizona Cardinals. They're going to go with Jacoby Brissett. Please do not draft Ty Simpson. Um, I'm
Well,
scared to death
well,
they're going to in like the second or third round.
well, what about pick 65? Would you be okay with that?
No,
You wouldn't even be okay with that.
no.
Okay. But it's better than taking him in the second, though. But okay.
True. If they take them in the first, if they take a quarterback in the first 3 rounds, I'm not going to be happy. And I'll even tell you this: if you're going to take a chance on a quarterback, even though I know he's got a little bit of character flaw, but I kind of like his character flaw, which is he runs his mouth a lot. A lot of people are forgetting about him. I haven't heard him mentioned at all, even though he was in the Heisman Trophy race. I would go after Diego more than I would. Where are you going? He's walking out.
I don't want that guy anywhere near my team, near my locker room. He's about 5'8.5". That guy is so entitled. He thinks he reminds me of Johnny Manziel, but not as talented, and shorter. I don't want a guy near my locker room. Did you really think that Diego Pavea? Do you really want him to be a Cardinal?
Here's the thing, Cheese.
Oh
I like these athletes who are cocky and conceited to a certain point because you kind of have to be. If you pick him up in the 6th or 7th round, you've humbled him somewhat, and I'm hoping that will bring him back down to earth, and then you just use his talent. The guy's a talent. He can run, he can throw. I mean, he's a talent. He's just toxic all at the same time.
He does not. Those kind of quarterbacks just don't project well to the NFL.
What do you mean, those kind of quarterbacks?
Just short. He's got an attitude.
Yes.
He's got flaws in his game. He's not as accurate down the field as he should be. I don't think he's a leader. I don't like the way he handled losing the Heisman. And no one thought he had a chance to win. I guess he thought he did. Just the way just his attitude. There's a reason why he was like a 5th or 6th round pick, maybe even 4th. And then now no one has a draftable grade on it. None. There is a reason, and it's this. But even so, like 5'8.5", he's not like those quarterbacks just don't make it. Doug Flutie was like that height. Like he had to go to Canada. Eventually came back a little, but it still wasn't like. Yeah, it's not like he's not Russell Wilson. He's not Kyler Murray. He's not. He doesn't have their arm. He doesn't have their accuracy. He just doesn't have their mentality. He's not that guy. And even if he had this great attitude, high character, he would be a late round pick. I get what you're saying, but I completely disagree. I'm not big on him at all.
Okay, you're allowed to disagree. It's okay.
But let's go back to Ty Simpson a second here. Okay.
Sure. And by the way, you guys need to watch Cheese's breakdown of Ty Simpson because I like the 3 qualities. One of those 3 qualities that you mentioned that a quarterback has to have, I would have never thought of that until I listened to your breakdown. So,
which one?
Ladies and gentlemen, go over to Football with Cheese, listen to that breakdown, and get those opinions because it's gold.
Which one? I'm curious.
No, let people go. Let people.
Okay. Well, no, but I know you were like, okay, Ty Simpson, even 3rd round, no. But don't you think it might be worth a flyer? Because he does, when he has a clean pocket, he is accurate. There's some good on film. You don't think it's worth maybe a 3rd round pick? Maybe he can sit for 2 years and develop.
Well, somebody convinced me that that we should not take a chance on him. Would you like to guess who that somebody was?
That was me.
It was you.
And I'm trying to see if you think but maybe. Okay.
No, you convinced me with the 1 year thing. Quarterbacks who only start 1 year, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes tons of sense. And oh yeah, I don't want that. And does he have enough experience? And no, I don't. I was going to take a chance on Trinidad Chambers if he came out, but he's not going to come out in this draft.
Yeah.
So no.
I don't know for sure. I have not gone back and watched film of him because he's going back to Ole Miss. But he probably would have been quarterback 2, either 2 or 3, if he had come out. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I think third round I don't think he'll last longer than, I think third round may go higher than that, but I don't think he'll last to the 4th round like Shooter Sanders did. Someone will take a chance on him. I just don't, there's certain positions, and quarterback is the main one. I don't like guys that have only started 1 year. I want 2, probably 3 years of starting. I want to see a lot of film. Bo Nix had 5 years of starting experience.
Yeah.
And that helped him. If Bo Nix had redshirted 2 years, like at Auburn, and just played 1 year and not transferred to Oregon, not played 5 years, he probably would have busted. He probably wouldn't have been a good quarterback. That's just my opinion. He needed, every year he got better. He really needed all that experience, and it's worked out so far for Denver.
All right, buddy. Well, that is our top 10 list. Let's go over them real quick. I had Dallas, Cincinnati, Jets, Steelers, Giants, Titans. My top 4 would be Cleveland, Miami, New Orleans, and Arizona. Give us your top 10, and we'll kind of conclude and wrap everything up, bud.
10, LA Rams. 9, Tennessee Titans. 8, Pittsburgh Steelers. 7, New York Giants. 6, New Orleans Saints. 5, Buffalo Bills. 4, Arizona Cardinals. 3, Cleveland Browns. 2, Washington Commanders. And number 1, Miami Dolphins. Top 10 teams that should trade down in the 2026 NFL Draft.
There you go. William's agreeing with you, sir.
He looks like a guy that works at a body shop that's 34 years old, that is on his second parole. That's what he looks like.
It's on his second parole.
Body shop. You pull up, he's putting rims on the car. That's what he looks like. Thanks, William.
Oh man, he looks like Razor Ramon's son to me. But anyway, if you know who Razor Ramon is from WWE.
I don't. I am not a tall guy, but I am taller than Diego Pivea.
Okay. All right, Chico. All right. People will get that reference.
And I have longer arms than Ruben Bain, by the way. I measured my arms. I have longer arms than Ruben Bain, and I'm about 5'8", I'm about 5'9", 5'8 3/4. I have longer arms than Ruben Bain.
How'd you measure your own arms? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. How did that happen?
Oh, I know. I got someone to measure them for me.
Oh, well, that's not what you said. You said you measured your own arms.
Well, my arms were measured, is what I meant.
That's some talent.
I have longer arms than Ruben Bain, slightly. A quarter of an inch longer arms than Ruben Bain, who's a 6'3", 260-pound edge rusher.
All right. William, thank you very much, buddy. We appreciate the compliment. We really do. We try our best. We do a lot of research. Well, he's talking more about you. Yes, I get it. But we do.
Long arms. Look at this.
Long arms. Yes, long podcasting arms. You need long arms in podcasting, sir.
Hey, I played intramural football in college. I used my length.
Did you say you played airmail football in college?
Intramural football in college.
Yeah. Was that
quarterback?
You carry a mirror around with you when you play
intramural? You've never heard of intramural?
No, I don't think you can quite pronounce it. You have to.
Intramural.
Okay.
I played quarterback and safety.
All right. Well, I'm sure you were great at both, sir.
I was.
Mm-hmm. That's why you're a podcaster. Anyway.
Got the length.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Not a problem, sir. I still love you. All right, buddy. So, guys, remember, forwardfan.com. Go and sign up for the $100 gift card you can get to Forward Fan. And like I said, it's a great concept. You can get your tickets early. You can get them for the Super Bowl and for the World Series. So think about that. You can go and get your tickets for the Super Bowl. And depending on what team it is and what odds they have to getting into the Super Bowl, it's a really, really good bargain if you get it now. Let's see here. What we got? Oh, here we go. A juvenile corrections league. All right, William. That's about enough out of you. Okay.
Brewers lost. Woohoo.
Oh, that's just terrible. All right. Cheese, you want to add? You got anything you're going to add to this, buddy, before we bid everybody adieu?
Yeah, so just make sure you go check out on All Gloves Off Sports Media. Davey Lopes passed away. You made a really good video about him. So it's the Sports Pulpit is what Mike calls it. So make sure you check that out. He's made a bunch of them recently. Yeah, but that was a really good video about Davey Lopes. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We released the one on Tyler Glasnow today. Tomorrow, the next day, one will come out on Jacob deGrom, and then we'll conclude the week with some more pitching milestones that can happen in the upcoming season. We'll look at Verlander and Scherzer in that last video that I've already got ready to go. So yes, I appreciate that. Sports Pulpit things, I think it's pretty near and dear to me. I've been trying to do something like that for a while. Finally had enough courage to do it, and everybody's reacting to it pretty nicely. So I appreciate all of you guys doing that as well. All right, Cheese, give us your channel one more time, buddy.
It's at Football with Cheese on YouTube. Cheese is CHEEZ. And you can follow me on X at Football Cheese without the with.
Oh, well, we got to put all the compliments up here. We don't, I don't know about you. I don't get too many. So
we appreciate you, William. Always.
Right, we really do, bud. He's trying to be the
thank you for the kind words
next year on our show on Sunday. So.
Thank you for the kind words, and share this. Anyone that loves the draft, loves football, we are doing the mock draft Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Yeah, right here on YouTube, on X. So just tell your friends, family, watch out. Hey, plan a whole thing around it. Order pizzas, and do a big watch. You can put YouTube on your big screen, and we can watch it. And we'd love the comments. I want someone to see if they can convince me to switch my pick, especially Bengals and Arizona Cardinals picks. We'll see.
Okay, I'll be shooting stuff in the comments the entire time. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Well, we thank you very much for joining us. Great show tonight, and we're going to have a fantastic show on Sunday. Thank you to Fan Ford for being our brand new sponsor. We'll have another one, I'm pretty sure, by Sunday as well, so be on the lookout for that. Remember, All Gloves Off Sports Media has Football with Cheese. It has the Red Hot Reds. It has the Minor League Monday as well. And we've already added 2 more podcasts. I'm not quite ready to tell you which ones they are yet because we don't know what days or times they're going to be on, but we will certainly do that. And one more thing there we go. Make sure we get all the comments in. We appreciate them from every one of you. So, as we always say, at the end of this, the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the third and first base lines. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for watching.